Our new Star Valley Health Alpine Clinic is open and ready to meet all of your family needs. From wellness checkup to cold or flu, to sports injuries and urgent care. Our orthopedist can help you restore mobility and eliminate pain. And our experienced cardiologist can care for your heart. When you need quality health care, we're here to serve you and your family in Alpine. We'll help you feel your best, close to home.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You know, you see them at kids' sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. You know, these are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
I was in a car accident over 20 years ago, and I've been in constant pain with my hips and my low back. And I went to go see Dr. Melissa at a friend's recommendation, and she's helped me get out of pain. And she's also helped me with overactive bladder problems through acupuncture. And I couldn't be happier. I enjoy my life more fully because I was able to get this treatment from Dr. Melissa Franklin.
It's time to update your home's flooring, and Battleson Brothers Carpet One is your local source. Right now at Battleson Brothers, find in-stock LVP as low as $2.99 per square foot. Get a bedroom installed with fresh new carpet for just $4.49. That includes the carpet, pad, and labor for just $4.49. Battleson Brothers Flooring also offers 12-month no-interest financing. In Afton and Thane, that's Battleson Brothers Carpet One Floor and Home.
Price, quality, service, Battleson Brothers Flooring.
Inside us all beats the heart of an athlete, determined to succeed. Sometimes we fall short, and sometimes we just fall. Whether you're suffering from a sports injury, arthritis, or musculoskeletal trauma, the team of orthopedic surgeons at Mountain West Orthopedics and Sports Medicine are here to help you. We offer a full range of orthopedic and pain management care to keep you active and loving life. A service of Star Valley Health. For more information, visit starvalleyhealth.org.
In the future, everything will be powered by renewable energy. But it's not as easy as flipping a switch. It's a long road, requiring decades of time and trillions of dollars. But what if there was a better direction on the path to zero carbon emissions? An energy source that's available right now, that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. There is. And it's propane.
Fall River Propane, Star Valley's fastest growing energy for everyone provider, keeping you warm this winter. Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic have been serving the local community since 1999, including residential, commercial, and construction. Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic is your company for all of your trash needs, along with septic pumping and portable toilets. For the dependable company that has a proven trust and reliability, contact Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic at starvalleydisposal.com. That's starvalleydisposal.com.
Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Treat yourself to a luxurious staycation with a cozy cabin getaway at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton. Get the locals discount by using promo code SVILOCAL. Every cabin has its own oversized soaking tub, big screen TV, fireplace, and includes free breakfast. Or upgrade to the cozy couples cabin with your own jetted jacuzzi tub. Find luxury right here with a staycation at Kodiak Mountain Resort. Use promo code SVILOCAL for the locals only discount. Sometimes people wonder, what does Swift Creek Trading sell? The real question is, what don't they sell? At Swift Creek Trading, find boots, shoes, socks, sweaters, shirts, jeans, belts, dress shirts and ties, horse tack and accessories, horseshoes, riding gear, cowboy hats, baseball caps, UW and Star Valley apparel, cologne, wallets,
Swift Creek Trading, your everything store.
downtown Afton. Some miscellaneous items, shoe and boot care, jewelry, western shirt.
Digital Dilemmas presents
Wi-Fi enlightenment. A wise person once said, "Keep your feet on the ground and your router on a shelf. This will help you achieve greater happiness in life and a better Wi-Fi signal."
placing your router on the floor can negatively affect its performance because the ground will absorb the signal. Stay tuned for more Digital Dilemmas.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
Everyone in Star Valley knows the Fun Zone is the place to go for birthday parties, family reunions, receptions, or basically any kind of get-together. Do you know what makes the Fun Zone even better? When you come and enjoy it. New to the Fun Zone is a massage chair and a vending machine, and still offering the open gym, volleyball, foosball, and air hockey, a full-service kitchen, and even a big screen TV. Visit svfunzone.com for reservations.
The countdown to kickoff is made possible by First Bank of Wyoming, your home for totally free personal and business checking. Visit gofirstbank.com.
Good evening, live from Douglas High School in central Wyoming. It's the 3A semifinals between the Star Valley Braves and the home Douglas Bearcats, with the trip down I-25 to Laramie and, of course, the University of Wyoming, the winner of this game, playing in the 3A state championship game next week. Will it be the Braves or the Bearcats in another storied playoff rivalry game between these two programs? Now, there have been a lot of games, especially in the postseason, that have been extremely close. Some great football has been played postseason on this field between Star Valley and Douglas. Should be another one tonight.
Well, and one thing that you could say about every matchup when you come over here, there are no gimmies when you come over here to Converse County to take on the Bearcats. You may even think you have the better team. It doesn't matter. You got to come in here and you got to just stomp this snake into the ground and cut its head off if you want to win on this field. They're extremely well coached. Coach Rhodes has been here, pushing 2 decades with he and his staff. They do a phenomenal job, and you've got to come out here and execute if you want to win on Douglas on this Douglas field.
The Douglas Bearcats rolling through the East Conference schedule. They come in with just one loss on the season. That was pre-conference against Jackson. That was a close loss in Jackson. They haven't lost since. They're the number 1 seed out of the East, and they are led by their senior running back. He's a guy that has a popular name here at Douglas High, Carson Ewing. He's got 12 touchdowns on the season on the ground, 75 yards per game on the ground as well. Braves defense going to be looking for number 23 to try and stop this Bearcat offensive attack. On the flip side of the football, you have a sophomore leading the team in tackles for Douglas. That's number 42, Carter Archuleta. He's got 13 tackles a game on the season. He leads the Bearcats as far as the stats go on tackling, and Star Valley going to be trying to make sure they have a hat on that guy on the offensive side of the football.
Countering on the other side to look at Star Valley and a couple of really key players. You've heard of them, but I'm going to start with number 75, and that is Tom Cunningham. Tom's a senior, and he has been a fantastic center for almost all the season, even going back into last year, but he suffered a bit of an injury in the last regular season game, was a little bit gimpy, and was in and out of the lineup the last couple weeks. He is back, ready to roll. You can see him out there throwing some snaps back there now from his center position. I think that's going to be huge. And, of course, the other part of that equation is the guy who's catching all those snaps. It's going to be Taft McClure. Taft McClure comes into this ballgame, Duke. He owns virtually, every passing record that Star Valley High School has, he has him now in terms of, he just had a prolific season. He has a chance to go over 4,000 career passing yards tonight, which is just unheard of. He has a chance to go over 3,000 yards this season. He's got a chance, if he has his normal night, Duke, he might hit 50 career touchdowns tonight. It's been that kind of season for Taft McClure. We'll see if it goes, how it goes. It's going to be a cold night. The wind is supposed to pick up at some point. Right now it's not too bad, but it's definitely football weather out here in Douglas.
Semifinal game. Winner of this one will take on the winner of either Buffalo or Cody. That game has already started in Park County. It's at Cody, and early on score had Cody up on top of that one. That one kicked off less than an hour ago in Cody. We'll check in with that game as well. It's all part of your First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. Coming up, we'll have your Crimson Corner roundup, recap the rivalry, records watch, and keys to the game, all ahead of your starting lineups and the national anthem. Semifinal football in the 3A class. Braves at the Bearcats on the SVI Sports Network.
Staycation with a cozy cabin getaway at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton. Get the locals discount by using promo code SVI Local. Every cabin has its own oversized soaking tub, big screen TV, fireplace, and includes free breakfast. Or upgrade to the cozy couples cabin with your own jetted jacuzzi tub. Find luxury right here with a staycation at Kodiak Mountain Resort. Use promo code SVI Local for the locals only discount. Sometimes people wonder, what does Swift Creek Trading sell? The real question is, what don't they sell? At Swift Creek Trading, find boots, shoes, socks, sweaters, shirts, jeans, belts, dress shirts and ties, horse tack and accessories, horseshoes, riding gear, cowboy hats, baseball caps, UW and Star Valley apparel, cologne, wallets,
Swift Creek Trading, your everything store, downtown Afton.
And miscellaneous items, shoe and boot care, jewelry, western shirt.
Digital Dilemmas presents
Wi-Fi enlightenment. A wise person once said, keep your feet on the ground and your router on a shelf. This will help you achieve greater happiness in life and a better Wi-Fi signal.
Placing your router on the floor can negatively affect its performance because the ground will absorb the signal. Stay tuned for more Digital Dilemmas.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
Live on Swift 98, SVI Media, and the SVI Sports Network. This is Star Valley High School Sports and the First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff.
It's a cold evening for high school football in the state of Wyoming, and in Douglas tonight, where they did get some snow, just like most everybody else across the state. They filled, is plowed, and melted off. Some of the track, as you can see, is plowed and melted off, and the Bearcat cheerleaders getting warmed up and ready to go tonight to see how this game plays out between the Star Valley Braves and the Douglas Bearcats. As mentioned, now the winner of this game is going to advance to the 3A state championship next week against either Cody or Buffalo in Laramie.
Yeah, and right now the Cody Broncs out in front of that game. They kicked off at 5. They're leading that one 7-0, the last check that we had. And, of course, you know, Duke, everybody talks about games on paper, this, that, and the other, but you got to come out and you got to execute and win here first before you can be talking too much about what's going to happen next week.
Of course, Cody coming off that decisive win against Worland in the quarterfinals. Buffalo and Jackson was fairly tight. Buffalo wins that one to set up that semifinal. Star Valley walloped Lander last week. Douglas and Powell, we got to talk about that game. Douglas comes into this one down 2 touchdowns on their home field in the quarterfinal last week in the fourth quarter. They come back and score with just a couple minutes left and then win that game in overtime.
Well, and not just that, Duke. They ended up scoring 27 points. So they struggled to score, but then once they started, they got rolling, and that's pretty much Douglas in a nutshell. They are a prolific offense historically. They can run it, they can pass it. This season, when you look at it, Coach McKay Young pointed this out in the conversation I had with him this week. You look at their stats, and They run for about 200 yards a game, and they pass for just a hair under 200 a game. So very balanced and very fast.
Let's take a look at what else is happening with Star Valley sports this weekend. It's the Crimson Corner as part of our First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff.
Well, the Lady Braves at state volleyball, they had a heck of a match last night, Duke. They were the number 4 seed coming in and out of the West, and they gave Cheyenne East, the East champions, all they wanted last night. Ended up coming up just a bit short in 5 sets, and then they turned around and were playing Natrona today. Just were unable to find that same magic and consistency today as the Phillies eliminating the Lady Braves today in 3 straight sets in a sweep. So Star Valley Volleyball eliminated in that 4A bracket. Cokeville, meanwhile, they moved on into the semifinals, so they'll be playing. In fact, I think they start up here in the next hour or so. They'll be taking on Southeast, trying to get to the championship game. Cross country, they're prepping for the Nike Cross in Boise. That's coming up on November 12th. And then just throwing this out there, Duke, winter sports first practice is November 21st. And in fact, I know I get to go check out the school board meeting next week because we'll have our assistant girls wrestling coaches will be announced. We've got the head coach, but that'll be a brand new program starting this winter, but first practice is on the 21st.
That's a check of your Crimson Corner as part of our First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. Coin toss about to take place at midfield here at Douglas High School with just under 20 minutes to go in our countdown to kickoff. Let's take a look at some other semifinal games happening this weekend across the state of Wyoming. Here's your roundup with the help of Sunrise Engineering.
Well, we do have a final in 2A, Duke. You noticed this just a little bit ago. Lyman and Bighorn, they kicked off at 12 noon today, and points were at a premium. 7-0 was the final in that game as Bighorn comes up huge on the defensive end. And Duke, you said it was a pair of defensive stops that was the difference in that game.
Kevin Coyle saying that Bighorn got 2 defensive stops inside the 5 in the fourth quarter to shut out Lyman and win.
And so no three-peat for the Eagles. Bighorn will move on. They will play the winner of Cokeville at Lovell. That game is tomorrow at that's actually at 1 p.m., excuse me. I needed to change that. It was originally supposed to be a Friday 2 p.m. kickoff, Duke, and then the two schools wanted something a little different than that, and when you can't agree, the state steps in and said, this is what you're doing. So the state stepped in and said, you're playing at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So that game is tomorrow. We will have the video for that. Our friend Aaron Feely will be there bringing you the action on SVI. You can look for that watch link. So that's 2A. 3A, of course, you got Buffalo and Cody, the towns named for Buffalo Bill, and just looking at the coin flip here, they're getting that done here, Duke. We'll keep an eye on that. And then in 4A, of course, Cheyenne Central at Sheridan, Natrona County at Cheyenne East.
There's a live look in at Cody. You can see the Broncs up 13-0 over Buffalo in that game. Early on in the second quarter. Sun already beginning to set in Douglas as the Bearcats prepare to host the Braves. It's all part of our First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff semifinal football coming your way on SBI Media.
Everyone in Star Valley knows the Fun Zone is the place to go for birthday parties, family reunions, receptions, or basically any kind of get-together. Do you know what makes the Fun Zone even better? When you come and enjoy it. New to the Fun Zone is a massage chair and a vending machine, and still offering the open gym, volleyball, foosball, and air hockey, a full-service kitchen, and even a big screen TV. Visit svfunzone.com for reservations.
I went up to Dr. Melissa to get some acupuncture on my hips and my knees because of problems that I've been having, and some of the things I wasn't able to do was to walk upstairs very well or get in a car or hike or anything like that. So because of that, now I'm riding my bicycle and going hiking and walking lots more, and it's just been a real blessing for me to be able to do that.
The following are real testimonials of health services provided by Taylor Kennington at Elevate Life.
After 2 sessions with Taylor and implementing the strategies he taught, my daughter's anxiety is significantly better. She sleeps in her own bed and is back to being her happy self.
In 7 weeks, I am a whole new person who was skeptical at first, but now I want everyone to go see Taylor. He can help from the smallest problems to the really big things.
Elevate Life. Retrain your brain. Visit elevatelife.today.
Live coverage on the SVI Sports Network made possible with the help of Fire and Air, fireplaces, HVAC, and plumbing. Stop by under the arch in Afton. Skyview Lanes and Cineplex, the Family Fun Center, The Right Company, HTC Siding and Gutters, no job too small, Outlaw Tees, custom screen printing, embroidery, laser engraving, vehicle decals, and more. And by The Spur, Southwest Wyoming's country music station.
The countdown to kickoff is made possible by First Bank of Wyoming, your home for totally free personal and business checking. Visit gofirstbank.com.
With the First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff, it's a chilly night. The sun already beginning to set in Douglas as the Bearcats playing host to the Star Valley Braves this evening. And the winner goes to state. It's the 3A semifinal live on the SVI Sports Network. I'm Duke Dance with Dal Erickson as we near the beginning of this game. We're about 15 minutes away from kickoff. Let's send it down to the field for the Miles CPA sideline report. Gabe Daniel had the chance to catch up with both Coach Rhodes and Coach Young heading into this game. Gabe.
Hey, thanks, Duke. When I talked to Coach Rhodes, he said that they want to stick to what they do best here in this game. They paid a lot of attention to the defensive front of Star Valley, especially as they've been a really strong unit all season. They really want to contain the pass rush, especially when they're on offense. He said that controlling the ball is really going to be a big factor in this game. He said if they can hang on to it and not commit turnovers, then they have a good chance of winning this one. He said last week's emotional win against Powell was a really big confidence builder in his guys coming into this one. When I talked to Coach Young, he said that they focused a lot on running the football in practice this week to make sure that they also take care of the ball. Like Coach Rhodes, he said that turnovers are going to be a big factor in this game, and he really wants to maintain possession. He said that everybody has turned everything up a notch for this postseason, especially the seniors, and he's really proud of the work that they keep putting in for this game. It should be a really great cold game tonight. Duke, back to you.
Gabe Daniel with the Miles CPA sideline report. You know, one of the things that sticks out in that report, Dal, is running the football. Star Valley has passed for almost 4,000 yards on the season. Actually more than 4,000 yards as a team on the season. And, well, tonight you never know what the wind's going to do. It's not bad right now wind-wise, but it could be picking up, and you want to be able to run the football.
Well, and what's interesting is also, you know, the Braves really have tried to kind of flesh out that passing game over the course of the season. And but at the same time, the last 3 games, Caleb Spalding, number 22, he's had over 100 yards rushing in the last 3 games. And in fact, he's had a few catches to add to that. So he's actually had been anywhere from 130 to 150 total yards of offense in all 3 of those last 3 games. And so, you know, it's cold. You want to be able to run the ball when you need to. And that's always been kind of the argument of having such a pass-first type of offense in the state of Wyoming. But I think you're going to see a good balance here tonight, and the Braves are not going to forget about the run, and you just heard that right there. I really do think, field position and turnover is going to be huge in this game.
It's all part of the First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. Find how to receive a closing cost credit of $500 on your personal mortgage loan. Learn more at gofirstbank.com. That is gofirstbank.com. Now, over the last 10 years, this rivalry between Douglas and Star Valley has been so good. Most of those games happening in the postseason. Let's recap that rivalry with the help of Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
Well, the rivalry goes back to 1975, and these are postseason games. In fact, these are state championship games. The first couple times Star Valley and Douglas played each other, and they went a long time without really playing each other, but then kind of in the 2007, 2008 range, they played a couple of neutral site games and thinking, well, that'd probably be the end of it. Well, that has not been the end of it. The way things have gone, overall, Douglas does lead this series 11-7. Here in Douglas, the Bearcats with a 9-2 advantage, so that tells you how tough they are on this field. Looking at some of the trends, the Bearcats and Braves met in 2020, not 2000. Sorry, that's my mistake. And the Bearcats came away with a 16-14 win. The Braves missed a last-second field goal. That actually snapped a 5-game Star Valley winning streak. Looking at the trends, the Braves' last win in Douglas came in 2016. Of course, Duke, that was that big shootout that over 100 points scored in 2016. This is the 19th overall meeting. That's a look at your rivalry brought to you by Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
Bringing Earth's resources to life. Visit Simplot.com. That is Simplot.com. Just under 12 minutes to go in our First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. How about the records watch as we take a look at what Star Valley's accomplished so far in the season?
Well, and I do want to clarify that 4,000 plus. That's a career number for Taft. That's not the season. But looking at Taft's number, numbers. He needs 2 passing touchdowns for 50 in his career. That is just a stupid high number when you consider what the record was just a couple years ago. He also only needs 113 passing yards tonight to hit 3,000 passing yards for this season. Again, that is a score. Put that in perspective, Duke. No Star Valley player had more than 2,000 before he did it this season, so now he's looking for 3. Chase Stewart needs 4 receiving yards to clip 600 for the season, and he needs 1 receiving touchdown to tie the school record for receiving touchdowns in a season of 13. Wyatt Krog, what a year he's had. Of course, single season records in a number of receptions and also yardage. He needs 260 receiving yards, Duke, to tie the record for career receiving yardage, and this is his only season. So that kind of puts in perspective what kind of year he's had, and those are a look at some numbers here on the Records Watch, brought to you by SVI Media.
It's all part of your first Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff. It's going to be a chilly night in Douglas. In the 3A state semifinal, winner goes to Laramie. Star Valley and Douglas under 10 minutes away from kickoff time. When we come back, we'll send it back down to the sidelines for Gabe Daniel. He'll give us an injury update heading into this game and also a weather report from the actual turf. Also, the keys to the game in this one. It's all part of your first Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff, live from Douglas High on the SVI Sports Network.
Really?
Yeah, I think we can do it.
You think so?
Wow. That is a smooth finish.
I am speechless. As she moves in, stalking the dum-dums. Critical play for the organization. Look at that skill.
Focus.
Finger dexterity.
Focus.
On its finest display here.
Focus. They're the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, 10. They're going to go all the way.
It's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Duke and Dow got nothing on us.
Yeah.
B&H Auto is your local source for all your auto maintenance needs. Oil changes, brakes, shocks, tires, and even mechanical repairs such as transmissions and other engine problems. Located on the north end of Afton, that's B&H Auto, service you can ride on.
Since 1932, locally owned Hastings Ace Hardware has served Star Valley as the place to find high-quality outdoor, hardware, and houseware products at competitive prices. Staffed by your friends and neighbors, Hastings offers a team of knowledgeable and helpful folks to answer your questions and assist you in finding the perfect solutions for your projects year-round. Find Braves apparel, fashionable clothing lines, tasteful gifts, a full-service gift wrapping and custom framing counter, jewelry, home decor, paint mixing services, and so much more. Hastings Ace in Afton. It's the local and helpful place.
Live on Swift 98, SVI Media, and the SVI Sports Network. This is Star Valley High School Sports and the First Bank of Wyoming countdown to kickoff.
Just about ready to begin this game as Douglas has stormed their home field in this semifinal game between the Douglas Bearcats and the Star Valley Braves. Certainly a chilly night tonight, and once you hit this point of the season, everybody has some nicks and bruises, it seems like. Let's send it back down to the field to Gabe Daniel for the Miles CPA sideline report. Gabe, tell us what injury updates you may have for both these two teams, and how's the wind down there also, by the way?
Well, I'm very cold right now, Duke. As far as Douglas injuries go, when I talked to Coach Rhodes, he says that nobody is sitting out for them this week. That's really good for them, especially here in playoff football. When I talked to Coach Young, he said that Tom Cunningham is finally making his return after twisting his ankle in Jackson a couple of weeks ago. He's definitely a big piece of the offensive and defensive lines. We're excited to have him back. Cooper Kabonik is also dressing after breaking his arm a couple weeks ago, but he's not sure if he'll get time tonight. Now for a weather report. The weather here says it's about 36 degrees, but I don't believe it one bit. It feels like sub-zero out here. The wind is blowing pretty hard, and it's definitely going to be a chilly one. Duke, back to you.
Thank you, Gabe Daniel with the Miles CPA sideline report located in Afton and in Alpine. Definitely a chilly one. The temperature gauge may read one thing, but the wind chill is going to read another. We are just about 6 minutes away from kickoff in this semi-game. Let's send it down to the field for the national anthem made possible in our broadcast by Hastings Ace Hardware.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright shines and bright stars through the perilous fight, were the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets were glued upon bursting air, it flew the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free.
Let's meet today's starters with the help of Peevler's Mountain Star. Peevler's Mountain Star, located on Rocky Road on the north end of Afton.
Taft McClure, son of Brian and Sarah McClure. I'm a senior. I play quarterback. I'm from Smoot, Wyoming.
Caleb Spalding, son of Mikey and Lacey Spalding, senior, running back, linebacker. I'm Afton, Wyoming.
Chase Stewart, son of Lisa and Cody Crocker and Levi Stewart, senior, wide receiver and strong safety, Star Valley Ranch.
Dimitri Dolgarakis, son of Alex Dolgarakis and Megan Dozier, senior, tight end, D-end, Afton, Wyoming.
Jacob Hodges, son of Boone and Laura Hodges, senior, wide receiver, I live in Thane.
Wyatt Krog, son of Melissa and Jared Adams. I'm a senior. I play receiver and DB of Racine, Wisconsin.
Luke Linford, I'm him, son of Jason and Robin Linford, senior, D-back, Fairview.
Brandon Cook, son of Annie and Justin Cook, senior, offensive and defensive line, Afton, Wyoming.
Evan Corbin, son of Chad and Sherry Corbin, senior, O-line linebacker, Edna, Wyoming.
Tom Cunningham, son of Dell and Teddy Cunningham, senior, center and defensive line from Afton, Wyoming.
My name is Brandon Beck, son of Scott and Brianna Beck. I'm a senior. I play outside linebacker and offensive line. I'm from Fairview.
Clay Merritt, son of Brooke and Kelly Merritt, junior, O-line, defensive end, Grover, Wyoming.
Derek Astle, son of Jason and Nicole Astle, senior, middle linebacker, running back, Thane, Wyoming.
Bridger Brogue, son of Clay and Brittany Brogue, senior, wide receiver and defensive back, Freedom, Wyoming.
Colin Hunsaker, I'm him. Son of Eric and Wendy Hunsaker, senior, receiver, DB, Afton, Wyoming.
Jaden Krug, son of Terry and Amber Krug, junior, running back and safety, Edna, Wyoming.
Mikkel Merritt, son of Rick and Amy Merritt, senior, running back, linebacker, Afton, Wyoming. Braves Nation, let's ride.
Starting lineup made possible in our broadcast with the help of Peevler's Mountain Star, your source for plumbing and sprinkler supplies on Rocky Road in Afton with the Star Valley starting 5. Before kickoff, Dal, let's take a look at your Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton keys to the game.
Well, number one, Duke, is identify the ball carrier. This is a misdirection running game. 3 different players with more than 400 yards rushing, so the Braves need to identify who's got the pigskin early on these plays. Number 2, put some pressure on the quarterback. Number 10, Trey Wren. I think that would be a go a long way towards helping the Braves win this game. The next 2 are a couple of obvious ones. Number 3, limit the turnovers and take what they give you. Don't try and do too much. Don't throw the 50-yard bomb if it's not there. I know that's part of their offense here and there, but this is a team that thrives. This Douglas team, they thrive off turnovers and defense and special teams. Do not give it to them.
That's your Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton keys to the game. Star Valley is going to kick off first. They'll be kicking from the west to the north, and that will do it for the first bank of Wyoming. countdown to kickoff. Online at gofirstbank.com. Star Valley going all white again tonight with the uniforms now. The white out. Second time we've seen the all whites. Third time on the season we've seen the white helmets.
Yeah, and the Braves won the toss, and they deferred to the second half. So the Bearcat offense, of course, getting possession of the football first, and we'll get a chance to see that balanced offense right out of the gate.
Jackson Hughes and Brody Wagner back to return for Star Valley with the freshman kicker out to kick this one away for the Braves. And we are underway in Douglas. Kick is going to be fielded at the 6-yard line by Wagner. Up to the left side. Nice blocks to the 30. Springs to the 40. Wagner to the 50. Broken tackle and finally brought down near the 41-yard line. Big return. The touchdown-saving tackle by Bridger Brogue. But the Bearcats first and 10 early on inside Braves territory.
You know, we've talked about how many times the Braves have been out here to this field. This is the 10th time here in 12 years. And all 10 times the Bearcats have special teams. They always have a good special teams unit.
Trey Wren, 19 touchdowns on the season, 16 total passing yards himself. He wears number 10 and will quarterback for the Bearcat offense. He'll come out in the shotgun with Carson Ewing to his right side hip and trips right side for the Bearcats to open up the game. First and 10 now from the Star Valley 42-yard line. First snap. He'll look to throw. Wren airs it up deep down the sideline left, short, and coming back to the football, incomplete. That ball was well short on the coverage for the Braves was Colin Hunsaker to come back and make a play.
Yeah, that one kind of hung up there. And the wind, it is going to be kind of uncertain, Duke. In fact, it's kind of blowing across the field right now from left to right if you're the Bearcats. And so you can kind of see that one might have got hung up a little bit. I'll tell you what, these quarterbacks are going to have to be very careful with that.
Second down and 10 to go now for the Bearcat offense. Starting this drive inside Star Valley territory after the big return from Brody Wagner on the opening kickoff. Two receivers on either side with Trey Wren again back in the shotgun. Ewing to his left side hip. Man across the formation. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he cannot get away. Big tackle by Clay Merritt in the backfield, and it's going to be third and long for the Bearcats.
Yeah, the junior all over that one, all 240 pounds. Clay read that absolutely perfectly. And a big loss there. About 5-yard loss here. As you can see, Wren with the keeper. Thought about giving it to Ewing, instead kept it. And again, basically 3 Braves there to say no, sir.
So Star Valley trying to slam the door on the Bearcat offense after that big return on the opening kickoff. It's third and 15 now from the Star Valley 47-yard line. Shotgun once again for Trey Wren. 2 receivers on either side of him. Braves in their 3-4 defense. Set to play the pass. Wren will be throwing into the wind. Braves bring pressure off the edge. Wren sets his feet, flushed out, steps up. He'll run, has positive yards, cross the 40 and has the first down, bumped out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Huge run for Trey Wren, that time with his feet on a 3rd and 15 will move the chains.
Yeah, he got about 17 yards on that run. Brandon Cook tried to give chase there after he was flushed out of the pocket. He just couldn't catch him. Finally, it's Derek Astle who comes over. Well, actually, no. It was, didn't quite see who pushed him out of bounds. But, boy, when you have a team 3rd and long like that, Duke, you hate to give it up. But hats off to Trey Wren.
10:49 to go in the opening quarter. Opening drive of the game here for Douglas. Man in motion again on a new set of downs. Hand off to Ewing. His first carry goes for a couple. Will fall forward and set up second down and about 7 to go inside the 30. Clock continues to roll down to 10:35.
Right now the Bearcats have run 4 plays, 3 of them on the ground.
Bearcats go no huddle, but not necessarily a hurry up. They're going to look to the sideline and have trips to the left with Trey Wren once again in the shotgun. Ewing to his left side hip this time. Wren will quarterback keeper, bounce to the outside, has the chance to throw, but will bring it down and dive ahead across the 25. Ball is loose, but they're going to say it was ground contact, so he was down before the fumble, and Wren's going to pick up another bunch on the carry to set up 3rd and about 2.
Chase Stewart had kind of the initial contact, but it ends up being Jaden Crook downfield a little bit, but that sets up a 3rd and, 3rd and about 3 yards.
Wren again in the shotgun. Hard snap count. Defense doesn't bite on it. Slot moves in. That's Hughes. He'll set up close to the line as Ewing flips over to the right side and then reset the formation. No tight end set. Wren rolls to his right side, looks downfield on the 3rd and short. He'll tuck it and run again for another first down inside the 20 and bumped out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They'll actually put him out inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. And the Douglas Bearcats driving their 1st and goal from the 6.
Another big gainer as the Braves looking to cover downfield, and Wren makes him pay with his feet. This one from the 23 down to the 6.
This time the Bearcats will huddle up with the clock stopped at 9:27 to play in the first quarter. This drive started with Brody Wagner returning the opening kickoff all the way to the Star Valley 42. Douglas then converted a 3rd and 15. And now here they are, 1st and goal from the Star Valley 6-yard line. Trey Wren again in the shotgun. He'll roll to his left, look into the end zone. Nobody open, now fires, and that's almost caught. Went over the defense and then dropped through the hands of his intended target, and incomplete.
Or no, it was Jackson Hughes, number 12. Is that correct? Let's look at it here on the Fall River propane replay. You can see Wren flushed out, thrown across his body. Here's some pressure there from Brandon Beck. Yeah, I was looking for number 12, Jackson Hughes there, just a little bit out of his reach.
Incompletion stops the clock at 9 minutes, 21 seconds to go. Still just 2nd down, 6 yards to go to score.
Well, so far on this drive, Duke, it's been all Trey Wren's legs. 4 carries, 33 yards.
This time, Wren's going to come up under center for the first time in the game. He'll have 2 receivers right, Ewing deep behind him in the backfield. Hard snap count, Wren will play action, roll left, throws into the flat, caught and easy into the end zone. Touchdown for Luke Skeen on the play action rollout. He was open and into the end zone untouched from 6 yards out. And the Bearcats strike first in this 3A semifinal. They lead 6-0 with 9:15 to go in the first.
Had a short field set up by the great kickoff return, and then the legs of Trey Wren gets him down there, but that opens up this outlet pass here to Luke Skeen. As you mentioned, first completed pass for the Bearcats, but it's worth 6 points.
Hughes with the PAT. He's 36 of 39 on the season. High snap brought down, and the kick is good. 7-0 Bearcats on the SVI Sports Network.
Over 20 years. With offices in both Afton and Thane, they are ready to help you. Now certified in dry needling, the staff at Aspen Physical Therapy invite you to get back to work, to play, to life. Call 885-4APT or 883-4477 and get started today. Aspen Physical Therapy, a proud supporter of Star Valley and UW Athletics.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? It's a quick drive, but it's beautiful.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? I take my Caribou Ford mountain biking.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? I take my Caribou Ford to the lake.
I take my Caribou Ford everywhere. We're Caribou Ford with the famous Warranty Forever, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. And we're keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
Live coverage of Braves football continues now on the SVI Sports Network.
Trey Wren finds Luke Skeen out in the flat for the 6-yard touchdown pass after Douglas goes 42 yards to score on the opening drive of the game. They have an early 7-0 lead with 9:15 to go. Still first quarter. And the ensuing kickoff here for the Douglas Bearcats.
Kind of reminiscent of that game in Jackson, Duke. The Broncs went right down the field and scored. Looked really good to open up the game.
That was their last score of that game. Kick left short, fielded off the bounce by Wyatt Krog. He looks for the sideline, big return, and he has one to the 35, but brought down just shy of the 40. So the nice return by Wyatt, not quite as good as what Douglas had on their opening return, but good field position regardless here for the Braves. They're 1st and 10 now from their own 39-yard line.
Not quite as good a return as what Douglas had, but pretty good field position here, as you mentioned. And anxious to see what the offense decides to do coming out here. Coach Young talked about getting the running game going, but he's got 3 wide receivers to the right here to start things off.
And Wynn to his back on the opening drive. So they actually spot the ball back on the 36. Shotgun handoff to Caleb Spaulding and cannot find a hole. He's cut down at the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard gain on first down.
Trying to stretch things out a little bit. Caleb, he's had some nice seams to work with over the last few weeks. This time the Bearcats shutting it down. You see big number 79 down there, Tegan Seeds, And Coach Young pointed him out specifically, saying he might be the best lineman in the whole state.
Playing left defensive end for the Bearcats in that 3-4 defense. Man in motion is Krog, and he'll get the reception. Fumbles the ball, but it's incomplete. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Douglas is saying they have it. That should be a throw ahead.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
And they're going to say incomplete. That was not a handoff. It was a throw. So even though it was loose ball, Douglas jumps on it, and it's an incomplete pass, no fumble.
Yeah, the Bearcat fans are not going to like this little pitch forward thing that the Braves do, because that's exactly the upside of it. It's considered a pass, so much like a shovel pass, if it hits the ground, it's incomplete rather than a fumble.
So it remains Star Valley football and will be 3rd and 9 after Wyatt Krog can't haul that one in on the sweep.
This is where the Bearcats made hay on offense. They were able to convert on a pair of third downs.
So empty backfield, 5 receivers set on 3rd and 9 on the opening drive for the Braves. Back to throw is McClure. Flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right, throws and caught by Luke Linford, but he's cut down well short of the first down. Gets across the 40 to the 42, but he'll be 4 yards short on the reception, and the Braves will have to punt on their opening drive of the game.
Here you can see Taps actually flushed out of the pocket, as you mentioned. Yeah, and not a lot of yards there. About 5 yards is all, Luke.
Sets up 4th down and 4. Ball spotted on their own 42-yard line. So Mikkel Merritt comes out to punt this one away. And Hughes, along with Wagner, will be back to return the kick. Here's the snap. Merritt gets it away. Deep punt, pushing the returner back inside the 20 to the 15. It's actually Pyle on the return, and he can't get away. Big open field tackle by the man who's made a living
Bryson Neal.
Open field tackles in the special teams.
Sophomore Bryson Neal. That seems like we call 89 for a terrific special teams tackle a couple times a game, and he has another one here. He is going to be a kid that he's going to be on the field almost the whole time the next 2 years. We had a flag here sitting at the 35, Duke.
It's going to be a personal foul against Douglas is what this will be. So that will push Douglas even further back into their own territory with 7:44 to go in the first quarter, and the Bearcats up 7-zip.
And I didn't quite see the hand signal, but if it's the one I thought, Duke, is the head, somebody got hit in the head, that those are big ones. Those are personal fouls. Yeah, it's going to be half the distance to the goal. So this is going to be a long field here for the Bearcats. They're going to set up, I think, at the 8 or 9 now.
Spot the ball at the 9. They had a 42-yard field on their opening drive that they scored on. This time it's going to be a 91-yard field against this Star Valley defense. Wren really burned the Braves with his legs on the first possession. He'll get the ball. This time he'll play action, throw out to the right side, and caught, but dropped for a loss on the play. Luke Skeen gets the catch, but he can't get anywhere and dropped inside the 10.
Derek Astle right on top of that play to make sure it didn't go anywhere. Let's look at it here on the Fall River Propane replay. Wren again faking that handoff, throwing out to the wide receiver's screen. But yeah, Derek is right there. In fact, it's going to be a loss of 2 to 3 yards.
Sets up second and about 13 to go for the Bearcats, now just across their own 5-yard line. And the Braves defense looking to step up after the Bearcats scored on their opening possession. 7:07 to go in the first quarter in this 3A semifinal. With his heels on the line, Wren in the shotgun set. Calls for the football. He'll take it, roll to his left side, set up the screen. Now come back, and he's going to throw the ball away. It was almost sacked for a safety, but he throws the ball away, and it's incomplete.
Everybody's scrambling for it, but the official's right there saying incomplete pass, which is obviously the correct call. But yeah, definitely some pressure here on the backside. We should get a good look at it here. You can see Brandon Beck, 52, closing in. And then 47, Dimitri Dogarakis right there as well. And so, yeah, Wren saves his team some field position and 2 points.
3rd down and long now for Douglas. They were in this situation, though, on their opening drive. They had a 3rd and 15. Wren ran for 17 to convert, and then they score a few plays later.
Yeah, his legs have been dangerous.
This time it's from their own 5-yard line, and Wren will come out again in the shotgun set. Ewing to his left side. Once again, taking the snap with his heels on the goal line. Calls for the ball. Lynn will step back to throw. Pump fakes. Comes back to the left. Kaba dropped inside the 5. Another loss on the reception. And it's 4th and long. And Douglas will have to punt deep in their own end zone.
I believe it was Luke Linford with that tackle. The number was a bit obscured here. And this is a great time to call a screen, but the Braves read it perfectly. And going to make them lose another couple of yards here.
Ball on the 4-yard line. So Trey Wren, who also acts as the punter, will be back to punt this one away deep in his own end zone. Snap, Braves come. It's a high, short kick. Braves will just let it bounce. Almost touched a Brave, but it will be down inside the 30. So the defense of Star Valley sets up their offense with a big stand on the long field. And now the Braves have great field position starting inside the Douglas 30.
Well, all three phases we talked about, the Bearcats capitalizing with their great special teams return and made a short field for their offense. Now the Braves defense able, well, honestly, the special teams there as well with the nice tackle from Bryson Neal, and then the defense setting up the offense here now to only have to go less than 30 yards.
Derek Astle in at quarterback on this play. They're going to go Wildcat. Direct snap to Derek. He's going to keep it, go out to his left, cut up inside the 25, and we'll pick up a few as Derek Astle, the linebacker, plays running back on occasion. He gets the direct snap that time.
Haven't seen much of that this year, although I know they've been kind of careful with Derek when it comes to offensive carries because he had a shoulder thing that he's kind of been working through the whole season, and they didn't want to overdo it. But let's be honest, Duke, it's the semifinals, so here you go.
Taft McClure in the normal offense will come out after the 3-yard gain for Derek Astle. McClure in the shotgun has a bunch set to his left. He'll hand off and working to the left side, but nowhere to go once again is Caleb Spaulding, and he's dropped for no gain off the left side.
You can see right there Jackson Hughes in on the stop, no gain for Caleb Spaulding. It's been tough sledding out there. Yeah, Jackson Hughes coming clear across the field to make that tackle. Third down for the Braves. Are 0 for 1 so far tonight.
Went 3 and out on their opening possession, trying to take advantage of this great field position that they were given. They started this drive on the Douglas 26-yard line. Now 3rd and 7 inside the 25. Empty backfield for McClure. Steps up. He'll have to run, and he will get away from the first tackler, but not the second. His legs are cut down near the 20-yard line. And decision time for Coach Young near the 20. Is he going to kick a field goal here from Mikkel Merritt, or do you go for it from the 20?
It's cold, and that ball's going to be like a rock. I would assume they're going to go for this, but, what do I know?
Tristan Hilton will come out, and the Braves will huddle up on 4th and 4, and it looks like they will at least attempt to do this, or at least line up. I formation with Tristan Hilton under center. Hard count. Defense doesn't bite. Looks back to the sideline. We'll see if they call the timeout. They do. Coach Young will think about it. Back in 64th and 4 when we come back on the SBI Sports Network. Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic have been serving the local community since 1999, including residential, commercial, and construction. Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic is your company for all of your trash needs, along with septic pumping and portable toilets. For the dependable company that has a proven trust and reliability, contact Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic at starvalleydisposal.com. That's starvalleydisposal.com.
Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be great.
4th and 4. Braves are going to go for it. Line up, direct snap, and then a handoff to Stewart. He will have the first down and more inside the 10 as the Braves go misdirection to Stewart on the 4th and 4 and convert with a Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down.
Chase is kind of one of those slash players. We talk about his receiving, but he's also a very good runner. He could return the ball if you wanted him to. And we've seen him score several rushing touchdowns on this misdirection. This time the Braves able to move the chains, and in fact, about a 10-yard gain here for Chase Stewart. biggest rush of the night so far for the Braves by far.
That was Derek Astle back in at quarterback, by the way. Tristan Hilton comes back in to play I formation. Hand off to Stewart again. Has a hole off the left side. Closes, but he's inside the 5-yard line on a good pickup on first down. So now inside the Riverside Dental red zone, the Braves looking at 2nd and goal inside the 5.
And these are definitely some looks that if you're the Bearcats and you've been watching film, you haven't seen this because we haven't seen it. We've watched every play this year. We haven't seen this.
Hilton will remain in at quarterback. He comes in on the short yard situations for Star Valley.
Yeah, he typically has come in with that kind of power toss, but that has not generally been accompanied with Astle in there. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a wrinkle.
Tom Cunningham, as we mentioned, healthy and back, getting the start tonight. He'll break the huddle and come line up. And
Tom's going to take him on by himself.
He's wondering where the rest of his team is. Now they quickly go. I formation again with Hilton under center, 2nd and goal. Turn, bread and butter pitch, backwards looking for the end zone, diving to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown for the Braves. Caleb Spaulding finds the seam on the turn pitch back to the tailback, and a PAT away from a tie game in the first quarter.
Caleb Spaulding did a nice job of finding his seam there. And let's look at these blockers. Here you got Merritt, Cunningham. In front of him, you got Brandon Beck, number 52, cleared out his guy and actually peeled him clear out of the hole. Nice job by the offensive line.
High snap, but the snap is brought down nicely, and the PAT is in. We're tied in Douglas, 7-7 on the SVI Sports Network.
Sometimes people wonder, what does Swift Creek Trading sell? The real question is, what don't they sell? At Swift Creek Trading, find boots, shoes, socks, sweaters, shirts, jeans, belts, dress shirts and ties, horse tack and accessories, horseshoes, riding gear, cowboy hats, baseball caps, UW and Star Valley apparel, cologne, wallets,
Swift Creek Trading, your everything store, downtown Afton.
Miscellaneous items, shoe and boot care, jewelry, Western shirt.
Digital Dilemmas presents
Wi-Fi Enlightenment. A wise person once said, keep your feet on the ground and your router on a shelf. This will help you achieve greater happiness in life and a better Wi-Fi signal.
Placing your router on the floor can negatively affect its performance because the ground will absorb the signal. Stay tuned for more Digital Dilemmas.
You're watching Star Valley High School football on the SVI Sports Network.
Caleb Spaulding from 4 yards away scores, and the Braves take advantage of a short field to tie the game at 7-7. Ensuing kickoff left short, but fielded off the bounds by the Bearcats. This time, not a big return, just across the 20-yard line. Let's send it down to the field to Gabe Daniel. He has a Miles CPA sideline report. Gabe.
Hey, thanks, Duke. Prior to that touchdown score, just a drive ago by the Braves, Coach Young's decision to go for it on 4th down was a big show of faith in his guys. He showed faith both in the offense to convert and the defense, if they didn't make it, to hold Douglas in their place and hopefully get the ball back on offense. Nothing makes the guys feel better, and I'm sure that that'll help them carry some momentum for the remainder of the game. Back to you, Duke.
Great points from Gabe Daniel, the Miles CPA sideline report. Now the ensuing possession tied at 7-7. Douglas on their home field, and a tailback dive to Ewing, who bounces outside. It's a fumble, but recovered by Douglas around the 30.
That almost looked like half the players weren't ready for that snap on both teams. That was kind of a weird play.
Here's a look at it on the Fall River Propane replay. See Ewing bounce out, and the ball did come out before the tackle. I think the hit by Dolgorakis, but is recovered by Douglas. They'll spot the ball back to the 27-yard line. So
ultimately a gain of about 4 yards.
2nd down and 6 to go. Trey Wren has a man in motion. Sets up heavy on the right side. Pitch out to Ewing that way. Ewing tries to get the corner, puts his head down, flag on the play. Ewing will have a 1st down plus about a yard around the 29-yard line, but a flag in the backfield.
Typically when it comes in from behind like that, it's a hold or a face mask.
And it is going to be a hold against Douglas, and so take those plays off the board and those yards off. And instead of a 1st down, it's going to be 2nd and long for Douglas.
2nd penalty of the game on the Bearcats.
Pushes the ball all the way back to the 19, so instead of a first down, Douglas now looking at second and roughly 14 yards to go. Clock sitting at 2:03 and counting late in the first quarter, tied at 7 in this 3A semifinal game. Here's a jet sweep around the outside to Hughes. He's cut down from behind. Derek Astle having a big game on the defensive side tonight. Another tackle for loss for Derek. The senior makes it 3rd and long.
Yeah, he really covered some ground here coming from the backside. Let's look at it again here on the Fall River Propane replay. Wren hands it off there to Hughes, as you mentioned. And then you can see Derek just sprinting in there to cut him down for a loss of a couple.
Douglas had to punt on their last possession deep in their own territory. Now they're looking at a 3rd and long from their own 16-yard line. They scored on a 42-yard field on their opening possession. Ever since then, they've been going backwards against the Braves defense. Here's the 3rd and about 17 yards to go.
They did convert a 3rd and 17 earlier.
Trey Wren is going to be in the shotgun with trips to his right side. He'll roll out to his right, set his feet, nobody open, throws as he's hit, and the ball is caught for the first down to the 40, across the 50. He'll score down to the 40. Nobody there to the 30, 20, 10, and in to score is Jackson Hughes on a huge play again on 3rd and long. No flags, and the Bearcats strike again with under a minute to go in the first quarter.
84 yards. And the Braves not in position to make the tackle. Boy, 3rd and long has not been good for the Braves so far today. Here you can see Wren just throws it to the out man, and here, boy, Braves have 3 white helmets there, but then they do not have the speed to keep up with Jackson Hughes.
Hughes goes in for the PAT as well, and that will be good to give Douglas the touchdown advantage, 14-7 with the SVI Sports Network.
You know, I've been thinking, commentating is not that tough.
Really?
Yeah, I think we can do it.
You think so?
Wow. That is a smooth finish.
I am speechless. As she moves in, stalking the dum-dums. Critical play for the organization. Look at that skill.
Focus. Focus.
Finger dexterity.
Focus.
On its finest display here.
Focus! They're the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, 10, they're gonna go all the way!
It's a touchdown!
Yeah!
Duke and Dow got nothing on us!
Yeah!
B&H Auto is your local source for all your auto maintenance needs. Oil changes, brakes, shocks, tires, and even mechanical repairs, such as transmissions and other engine problems. Located on the north end of Afton, that's B&H Auto, service you can ride on.
Time to go back to the field with more live coverage of Braves football on the SVI Sports Network.
On a 3rd and 17, Trey Wren connects with Jackson Hughes, who cuts up center field for an 84-yard touchdown, and the Bearcats had the 14-7 lead with 53 seconds to go in the first.
And the Braves have given up some big plays over the course of this season, most notably in that Cody game. But so far right now, Duke, they are just a step slow, especially on 3rd and long. It's happened twice now.
Wren will leave the kick short, fielded off the shoulder pads, and fumbled the return by Star Valley. He'll drop on it, so no return, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Braves inside their own 25-yard line from the 24.
I believe that's Cameron Kendall, number 1.
1st and 10 for Star Valley. They took advantage of an extremely short field on the last possession. Started from the Douglas 26-yard line. This time quite a bit longer, starting from their own 24. And Taft McClure will be in the shotgun. Spalding, who scored on the last drive, will be in the shotgun with him. Krog across the formation, throw ahead to Wyatt, looks for that edge, cuts up field, big collision, but he pushes his way across the 30-yard line, and a pretty good pickup on the reception for Krog of about 7 yards, 6 or 7.
First catch of the night for Wyatt. As you mentioned, 7 yards. It's a nice gainer. Sets up the Braves to good opportunity to move the chains on this set.
From their own 31-yard line, McClure will have trips to his right side and an empty backfield. Two receivers to the left in the 5-receiver set. Here's the snap. Douglas brings 3. Everyone else drops into coverage. Here's a fire down the middle and caught to a wide open Stewart down to the 30. He's running and brought down from behind at the 25-yard line. And the biggest play of the game for the Braves offense. It's a strike to Stewart and the Braves inside Douglas territory.
Gain of 43 yards for Chase Stewart. Let's watch this again on the Fall River Propane replay. And there you can see a nice pitch and catch. He's brought down there by number 21 and that'll end the quarter. Number 21, Brody Wagner.
At the end of one, Bearcats leading 14-7, but the Braves driving on the SBI Sports Network.
Since 1932, locally owned Hastings Ace Hardware has served Star Valley as the place to find high-quality outdoor, hardware, and houseware products at competitive prices. Staffed by your friends and neighbors, Hastings offers a team of knowledgeable and helpful folks to answer your questions and assist you in finding the perfect solutions for your projects year-round. Find Braves apparel, fashionable clothing lines, tasteful gifts, a full-service gift wrapping and custom framing counter, jewelry, home decor, paint mixing services, and so much more. Hastings Ace in Afton. It's the local and helpful place.
It's the SVI Sports Network with Duke and Dow and live coverage of Star Valley football.
Big strike to Chase Stewart to end the first quarter. The Braves, who were down by a touchdown, now at the Douglas 25-yard line. 1st and 10 to start the second quarter of play. Derek Astle again back in the Wildcat. He'll keep it, get some positive yards up the left end, and be brought down shy of the 20. And the direct snap to Derek Astle. We've seen that more tonight than we have all season. In fact, we've only seen that, I think, one other game this year. But that's the, 3rd or 4th time we've seen that for a gain of 4 that time.
Yeah, we've seen him back there. That's the 2nd time he's carried it. He's got 2 carries now for 7 yards. But he was also back there on that critical 4th down conversion by Chase Stewart as kind of a decoy, so it worked to their advantage in that way too.
McClure back into the shotgun set this time with Spalding to his left side hip, bunch trips to the right side, Krog alone on the left side. Here's the 2nd down play action, flushed out and sacked. McClure can't get away from the pass rush, and he's brought down at the 30-yard line, and it's 3rd and long for the Braves.
The pocket just collapsing right there as Taft looking downfield, trying to see if he can find an open man. And Luke Skeen, number 20, is in there, but there's big number 79, Tegan Seeds. He just kind of collapsed in the interior portion of that offensive line.
Sets up 3rd and 15 now for Star Valley. They're in 4-down territory right here from the Douglas 30-yard line. McClure again in the shotgun will throw. Has the strop, now drops back, and the screen is dropped. He was able to hit Luke Linford on the screen play, but through his hands and incomplete to set up 4th and 15.
Yeah, you're sitting at the 31-yard line, Duke. You can either attempt a 48-yarder in 25-degree weather, or you can go for it. And I would imagine the Braves are just going to try with this, especially with this passing game and the receivers that they've had. I think they've got a better chance of converting it that way.
Wind still kind of coming and going tonight. It is going to be blowing across the field into Taft's face. He'll be throwing into the wind with 4 receivers, 2 on either side. Caleb remains in the backfield with him. Here's a 4th and 15 from the Douglas 30. The snap to McClure. Steps back, now up, fires deep down the field, has his man Krog caught in the 5, and he's going to be down at the 1-yard line to move the chains and set up the Braves. 1st and goal at the 1. Wyatt Krog got the inside step on the defender, and McClure hit him down the middle.
That's a gutsy pitch and catch here for Taft. Again, some pressure, he's able to navigate that, and then Wyatt gets open, just a little bit of room to work against his defender, and a 30-yard gain for Wyatt Krog.
That sets up Star Valley 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Back in the game again is Hilton, the quarterback. Quarterback sneak, he'll get the push and he will score. In for the touch. Well, no signal yet. I thought he was clearly in. The officials run in. Still, there it is. There's the touchdown. And with 10:08 to play in the second quarter, Star Valley scores again to answer. They trail now 14-13 with the PA coming.
And that's the second time the Braves have been able to get in the end zone after converting on 4th down inside the red zone. So some gambles paying off here for the Braves as they're trying to keep pace with this Douglas offense so far.
Snap, hold, kick, good. Tied at 14 in the 3A semis between the Bearcats and the Braves on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage on the SVI Sports Network made possible with the help of Fire and Air, fireplaces, HVAC, and plumbing. Stop by under the arch in Afton. Skyview Lanes and Cineplex, the Family Fun Center. The Right Company, HDC Siding and Gutters, no job too small. Outlaw Tees, custom screen printing, embroidery, laser engraving, vehicle decals, and more. And by The Spur, Southwest Wyoming's country music station.
It's the SVI Sports Network with Duke and Dow and live coverage of Star Valley football.
Huge play on 4th and 15 as Taft McClure finds Chase Stewart down the middle of the field. Actually, it was Wyatt Krog, down the middle of the field to set up 1st and goal from the 1. And Taft McClure takes it in from there. We're tied again, 14-14 with 10:08 to play in the second.
Both of these teams have gambled, and they've both paid off. 14-14, as you mentioned. It's turning into a shootout.
Here's the ensuing kickoff. Bounces through the legs of the returner, goes inside the 5. He'll pick it up at the 4 and will be smothered before he can get across the 10-yard line. So a miscue by the return team of Douglas, and they're set up again with a long field in front of them.
That being said, the last time they had a long field, they got an 84-yard touchdown. Let's look at it here. Just a little bit of a mishandle here on the kickoff return and ends up staying inbounds. And the Braves defense now, they might, we'll see if what Coach Merritt and they decide to do to pin their ears back. Of course, you don't want the Bearcats to get behind you again.
1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line is where the football is spotted. Trey Wren and the Bearcat offense will huddle up inside their own end zone, this time driving to the east side of the field here at Douglas High School. Winner of this one plays in this 3A state championship game next week against either Cody or Buffalo. That game started an hour previous to this one, and Cody was all over Buffalo. We'll take a look at that game when we can. Here's the snap. Here's a handoff to Ewing. He's cut down and brought down near the 5, maybe even the 4. Looks like forward progress gets him up to the 5, but that's it. Actually spotting back, so they'll put the ball at the 5, but they started at the 6, not the 4. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 to go here for Douglas after that carry.
Yeah, here's a live look in here. The Cody Broncs up 28-0 in the Battle of Buffalo Bill Cody. I don't know if that's what they actually call it or not, but
good enough.
He founded both towns, didn't he?
That's right. 14 all and a 2nd and 11 to come for Douglas, now on their own 5-yard line. Under center this time is Wren. Trey will lose the football on the snap, pick it up, but be brought down for a loss on the play. Douglas fortunate something worse didn't happen there, but Mikkel Merritt will get the tackle for loss in the backfield.
Yeah, nice job by Mikkel. Comes in and is Johnny on the spot, and another couple of yards of lost yardage there for the Bearcats, and now they are deep inside their own end. They're inside their own 5, facing 3rd and long. But you know what, Duke, on 3rd and long, the Bearcats have converted twice, including a long touchdown. So that has not intimidated them in the least so far tonight.
This one will be from their own 3-yard line with Wren in the end zone shotgun. He'll look to throw, rolling to his right. Still back there. He'll tuck it and run and bumped out of bounds and be well shy of the 1st down. He was hit and knocked out around the 10-yard line, maybe even the 9-yard line.
Looks like the 9.
And it's going to be a punt situation again here for the Douglas Bearcats, punting from their own 9.
Well, he was looking downfield, and the Braves had good coverage. Plus, he was going to have to kind of throw that across his body, and I think he wisely just tried to get what he could rather than force what could have been something much worse.
This comes with 8:33 to go in the second quarter of play as both teams are exchanging jabs in this one, tied at 14. Low snap, scooped up, punts away, but short. Krog will let it bounce in front of him, takes a Douglas bounce. Krog picks it up and has a return going to the 35.
Ooh, wow.
And brought down near
Big
the
hit.
32-yard line. So Krog off the hop gets a nice return. Big collision in the cold, as you said, but good field position again here for the Braves.
Yeah, both those guys got up feeling good about the contact. Nice job of Wyatt. You know, I like that he backed off at first, but saw the opportunity to pick it up off the bounce, and he has done stuff like that all season long. Probably saved the Braves about 15 yards of field position there.
Comes with 8:22 left to go in the second quarter of play, and a chance for Star Valley with great field position to take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, they've been fighting from behind the whole game, the whole game to this point.
McClure will come out shotgun, actually more of a pistol set with Spalding right behind him. One receiver flanked wide right on either side. Now Spalding comes to the right side hip. McClure will throw, rolling to his right. Looks downfield, throws to the deep man, and did he catch it? He was looking for Krog on the sideline.
Yeah, he's got it.
He had it. I couldn't tell if the ball squeaked through his hands or not, but Wyatt picks up another Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down at the 20.
Well, that's a long way over there, Duke, be honest with you. So, yeah, here's another better look at it here. Yeah, Wyatt skidding out of bounds and moving the chains.
Now on the fringe of the Riverside Dental Red Zone. Right at the 20 of Douglas. 8 minutes to go before halftime. Back into the Wildcat set again here. Derek Astle, empty backfield. He'll take the snap. He'll keep it to the left side. Block on the perimeter, but he's brought down for a short gain, and that block was a little too good. There's going to be a holding call on that. And so that will push Star Valley back quite a bit on that Wildcat set.
Plus Carson Ewinger's right there to make sure the Braves weren't going to get much on it anyway. So, yeah, not only was it well read by the Bearcats, but the Braves will be whistled for their first penalty of the game.
Takes about a 3-yard loss away from Derek Astle and will spot foul at the 22, so pushes Star Valley all the way back to the 32-yard line. At first down and 22 to go here. They got to get all the way down to the 10-yard line.
So about a 12-yard penalty there on the hold for the Braves. And now you got some one-on-one situation here in the passing game on the lower part of your screen. We'll see if that's where Taft McClure opts to go.
Clock is rolling down to 7:33 in this second quarter and ticking. Here's McClure to throw again on first and long. Sets up, hit as he throws, airs it up short in the wind and intercepted inside the 5-yard line. Brought in by Jackson Hughes, who's having a big game for the Bearcats. And this time he gets a pick after McClure tried to go deep with it.
I think this is what I was talking about, Duke, just trying to fit it where it's not. He's getting hit. And typically, you know, the Braves receivers do a terrific job of coming back. You can see Wyatt trying to battle back, but it's double coverage. And the Bearcats are right there. It's a nice interception by Jackson Hughes. If the consolation for the Braves is you have a chance defensively to come after the Bearcats again inside the 5, which is what they just did.
Going to be first and goal now from the Douglas 4-yard line after the turnover. Here's a handoff to Ewing. He tries to get that push off the left end, but doesn't get much.
Yard, maybe 2.
He'll spot it up to about 2 yards. Gives Douglas a little more breathing room. And the clock is down to 7:05 and ticking here in the second quarter of play.
The running game's been pretty anemic for the Bearcats, with the exception of Trey Wren when he's kept it. 6 carries, 37 yards for him. Otherwise, the Bearcats have 9 rushing yards.
From the Douglas 7-yard line, here's a second down and 8 to go. Under center is Wren. Ewing in the backfield is the lone back. Turn, play action. Wren rolls out to his right, looks downfield, throws behind his man, and incomplete. Looked like he was trying to find Hughes and a little high and behind, and it's 3rd and 8 coming up for Douglas.
Just a little bit behind him there. Couldn't find his man, but Hughes was there. It was a good play call, just couldn't get him the ball.
Clock is stopped on the incompletion at 6 minutes, 33 seconds to go. Second quarter, tied at 14-14. Big plays for both teams so far in the first half here. Semifinal game on a cold, breezy night in Douglas. And the Bearcats on their home field looking at a 3rd and 8 deep in their own territory.
Douglas is 3 of 5 on 3rd down tonight, including a long touchdown.
Shotgun for Wren. Two receivers on either side. He'll throw from the end zone. And sacked. He's hit, and the ball is loose. Star Valley will have it, and it's a touchdown for the Braves. The big hit at the goal line. Rin loses the ball. The Braves fall on it. They get the defensive score.
Brandon Cook, I believe, with the recovery. I did not see who got it loose.
Let's take a look at the Fall River Propane replay and see if we can see who made the big hit on Rin to knock the ball loose. Brandon Beck.
So Beck with the forced fumble, and then Cook doing a very careful sledding job to stay in bounds for the defensive score.
What a huge play in this game. Results in a defensive touchdown after the big hit from Brandon Beck. Brandon Cook with the score. Falling on the ball with 6:26 to go in the second. Merritt with the ensuing PAT. Plenty good. Is it wide right? Just inside the upright. And it's 21-14 Braves after the defensive score on the SBI Sports Network.
Live coverage of this broadcast made possible because of Miles Beverage Incorporated, a proud sponsor of Star Valley and UW Athletics. Wyoming Minuteman Supply, guns and ammo, camping gear, licenses, and more. The Box Y Lodge, nestled high in the mountains, we offer the experience of a lifetime. Swift 98.7, Star Valley's hit music station. And by Star Valley Skidoo and Quick Lube, they repair it all and make it purr.
SVI Sports Crew with more live coverage of Braves football.
Huge defensive touchdown for Star Valley after Douglas was backed up again inside their own 10. Brandon Beck hits quarterback Trey Lynn in the end zone. The ball pops loose, and Brandon Cook hops on it for the touchdown, and the Braves had their first lead of the game over Douglas, up 21-14.
The Brandons, how many times have we seen that this season? They've really been a defensive terror, and you can see it there. They get the touchdown, and first lead of the game, as you mentioned, for the Braves, Duke. And not only that, 6 minutes plus to work with. The Braves will get the ball to start the third, so kind of a pivotal 6 minutes coming up here for both of these teams.
The ensuing kickoff, this time going to be kicking into the wind, going to kick short. You can just see the wind hold up the ball, and it goes out of bounds for the procedure penalty. But yeah, you can just see how forceful the wind is if you try and kick that ball up in the air. So they tried to keep it low, but the wind still caught it, pushed it out.
These are the kind of nights where you tip your hat to the Pioneers type as it came across these very plains. Holy cow.
Cold early November nights. And we got a live look in here on Cody. You can see the Bronx over Buffalo right now, 35-0 late in the third quarter there. So Cody looking good right now in that game.
That was a pretty close, that was a pretty hard-fought game in the regular season. It was, I believe, a one-score game going into the fourth quarter in Buffalo. Not so tonight.
After the procedure penalty on the kickoff, it's 1st and 10 for Douglas from their own 35-yard line. And Trey Wren was real slow to get up, by the way, after he took that shot. He's back in the game here.
You get hit in the back, your arms kind of up to the square to try and throw that ball. Sometimes it wrenches your shoulder. That probably didn't feel good at all.
Here's a misdirection pitch in the backfield, trying to find Hughes on the sweep, and he'll hit a few tackles until he's run into Dolgorakis. And now Star Valley says they have the ball. They say it came out. Officials are coming in, looking, no signal. Both of them shaking their heads. They may not have had a good look at it. The Braves say it's their ball, and it is. They signal Star Valley football and say it was fumbled on the sweep to Hughes. You can see Dolgorakis make a big hit. I'm not sure if that's where the ball came out.
Let's see.
Here's the big collision right there.
Oh, man, it was a big hit. Kind of staggering, and the ball comes loose in that scrum.
Have no idea who recovered it. But back-to-back big plays for the Star Valley defense. Back-to-back turnovers. 2 fumbles. 1 for a touchdown, 1 recovered, and the Braves have another short field. That comes with 6:14 to go in the second quarter. Star Valley up 21-0. Once again, we go Wildcat here from Coach Young. In the shotgun is the running back, Derek Astle. Direct snap to him. He'll hand off to the right
Jesse
edge. Levitt looks and bounces across the grain and has a big run across the 25. And a Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down inside the 25 of Douglas.
Gained about 14 there for Jesse Levitt. Now, Jesse is the starter to start the season, and then he suffered an injury in that very first game that was played on the Boise State campus, and it has cost him most of the season. But he is one of the strongest kids on this team, and it looks like he might be getting healthy at just the right time.
Levitt remains in the game with Astle still playing quarterback here. Levitt, the standing tight end on the left. This time Astle will keep it. Nice hold. Derek breaks it down to the 15, and he's brought down near the 14-yard line. Really close to another Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down.
From the 24, looks like they might be marking him just shy of the first down, so a gain of 9+ for Derek Astle.
Second and short here for Star Valley. Nose to the football right at the 14-yard line. 5:15 to go in the second quarter. Braves up by a touchdown, 21-14, looking to strike again. Here's Astle again, throws ahead to Wyatt. Krog makes a man miss in the backfield. Big cut across the 15, or down near the 10, I should say. And Wyatt's going to move the chains on that jump cut. A Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down.
Well, Carter Archuleta comes in, number 42. He's the Bearcats' leading scorer on defense. In fact, he's one of the leading scorers in the state. 17 points a game, and he kind of got a leg there, but Wyatt was able to spin off and stagger forward and move the chains.
Tristan Hilton comes in to play quarterback now. 1st and 10 from the 11. Misdirection handoff to Stewart. He's hit around the legs and brought down at the 5-yard line. And 2nd and 4 inside the Riverside Dental red zone. Braves looking to strike again after the defense goes back-to-back fumbles, recoveries. Tristan Hilton quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Spalding playing the tailback slot. Turn pitch to Caleb, looks for a hole, puts his shoulder down, can't quite get to that goal line. Extra push actually gets him a couple yards down near the 3.
Bearcats say they had the ball. Jackson Hughes came up and said, "We've got the football."
Officials hold up their fingers though, signaling 3rd down, so it will stay with Star Valley.
Okay.
So must have been down by contact before the fumble, according to the officials down there. Clock continues to roll down to 4:05 to go before halftime. Braves looking at a 3rd down and 2 inside the 5.
It has not been a good down for the Braves. In fact, they're 0 for 3 tonight on 3rd down.
Tom Cunningham, the starting center, breaks the huddle. And Tristan Hilton and the rest of the offense follow. Spalding playing the tailback. Hilton pitches to Spalding, looks for the goal line. He has the first down, but not the touchdown.
He's about 2 inches shy of the line, it looks like, and you're going to see 4th down coming up, and it's a no-brainer.
It's a first down. It's 1st and goal from inside the 1. So he does get enough to move the chains. And Star Valley will have 4 downs to go about a length of a football here.
Set up again by the defense.
Spalding the tailback. Hilton tries to get that push across the line. Quarterback keeper. Officials run in, and it's a touchdown. 2nd of the game for Tristan Hilton from the quarterback sneak with 3:19 to go. And the Braves take advantage of turnovers, and they suddenly have a 2-touchdown lead over the Bearcats.
Let's look at it again. This is just a plain old sneak, not a pitch back or a stretch or anything. This is just a sneak up the middle, and Tristan powers his way in.
Mikel Merritt comes in for the ensuing PAT to make this a 14-point game in Douglas. Snap good, hold good, kick good. 28-14 Braves now with 21 unanswered for Star Valley on the SVI Sports Network.
Corey and the staff at Miles CPA would like to say thank you to the community of Star Valley for the wonderful support provided over the last 16 years.
Go Braves! Physical therapy has been helping people get healthy for over 20 years. With offices in both Afton and Thane, they are ready to help you. Now certified in dry needling, the staff at Aspen Physical Therapy invites you to get back to work, to play, to life. Call 885-4APT or 883-4477 and get started today. Aspen Physical Therapy, a proud supporter of Star Valley and UW Athletics.
Live coverage of Braves football continues now on the SVI Sports Network.
Star Valley again will take advantage of the short field set up by the defense. The Braves have scored 21 unanswered points. Flurry here in the second quarter. They lead at 28-14.
And it's been set up by the defense. I'm going to try and find out who recovered that last fumble, but Brandon Beck with the forced fumble, Brandon Cook with the fumble recovery in the end zone, Dimitri Dogarakis with the forced fumble, and then Tristan Hilton, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Here's a return for Douglas up across the 20. Different kicker that time for the Braves. Kason Hatterley came in to boot that one away into the wind. And so that's going to set up 1st and 10 for Douglas. They scored first, had a 7-0 lead. Then they answered a Star Valley score to go up 14-0. Since then, the offense has fumbled the ball twice. Both led to touchdowns for the Braves. 3:15 to go in the second quarter. Douglas looking at 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line.
There's a big 3 minutes for Douglas. As I mentioned, the Braves get the ball back to start the third.
Great point as Trey Wren is in the shotgun. He'll hand off and hit in the backfield. Diving ahead is Ewing to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, and no gain on the play.
Derek Astle was back there right as he was getting the football. Just nowhere to go.
Derek's had a great season, but so far this is obviously one of the best halves he's played.
Well, he wants to go to the championship. and these guys, they started off at Boise State. They want to finish it off at the University of Wyoming. We'll see if they can get it done.
Here's the 2nd and 10 for the Bearcats on their own 34-yard line. Clock down to 2:40 to play before halftime. Bearcats trail by 2 touchdowns. Wren rolls out to his right. He's being chased and will throw it, but incomplete to Jackson Hughes.
He's upset with himself because it was a good pass and it hit him, but he probably reels that in 99 times out of 100, but that time he's unable to do it.
Would have been about a 5-yard gain if he makes the catch, but as it is, after the incompletion, the clock is stopped now at 2:32 to go.
Pretty fast pill there from Wren, too. And,
yeah,
again, it's cold, folks. It's probably low 20s out there or mid-20s, and it's windy. It's just constant wind. Of course, the Bearcat kids are maybe a little more used to it than the Braves kids are as far as the wind, but it's dang cold.
3rd and 10. Big play for Douglas. Trying to keep in this game here late in the first half. Here's a throw down the sideline to Jackson. Overthrown and incomplete. On the coverage was Colin Hunsaker. No flags, and it's 4th and 10 for Douglas with 2:25 to go, and out comes the punt team.
Early on, Duke, it seemed like the Braves secondary, they were kind of panicking when the ball was in the air, something we have not seen since maybe going back to that opening weekend. So it was a little bit of a surprise. Now it feels like they kind of got their confidence back, their feet under them there, and they're just playing good, solid defense. They're making the Bearcats make the big play instead of committing the penalty or letting them get behind them for the big touchdown.
Trey Wren will be punting from his own 21 with the wind at his back. Hunsaker and Krog back to return this punt, standing in between the 35 and 30. Here's the kick, high, wobbly. It's going to be pulled in by Krog with the return up to the 35, now 40, and bumped around with the flag coming in. Two flags come in near the point of the tackle at around the 44-yard line. We'll see what they want to sort out here with the clock stopped at 2:13 to go. It's about a 15-yard return for Wyatt, pending the flags here.
Hats off to the official if he gets his mic to work.
It's going to be a face mask. He didn't, by the way. It's going to be a face mask against the Braves, actually, on that.
No offense, but those batteries are dead. Let's go out there. I got just a hold there on the Braves.
Just a hold. Okay, he did the, all right. Yeah.
The hold on the Braves, but the flags came in at the vicinity about the 45, so that'll push them back, and now officially spotted at their own 33 is where it's going to be.
Here's another live look in on the Cody-Buffalo game. Cody still up 35-0, start of the fourth quarter in that one. That one taking place in Cody. Back in at quarterback is Taft McClure. Fires to the outside. Caught and dropped near the 39-yard line. First catch of the game for Jacob Hodges. He's coming off a big game a week ago.
Yeah, Jacob had just a highlight reel kind of a game last week against Lander, including that double toe tapper for the touchdown. As you mentioned, first catch tonight. He's got 6 yards now.
2nd down and 4 to go. Star Valley does have, I believe, all 3 timeouts. They did take one,
yeah,
so 2
one.
timeouts remaining. McClure under pressure, rolling out to his left. He's being chased, now comes back to his right. He throws the ball away just in time, and it's almost intercepted, actually. and it drops incomplete eventually, sets up 3rd down and 4.
Taft's a better man than I. If I had Tegan Seeds barreling down on me, I'd have thrown that thing away long before that. Let's take a look at it here on the Fall River Propane replay. Tegan Seeds 79, showing off the wheels. He's closing the gap. Got some help here. Taft ends up getting rid of it, kind of throws it into coverage. Kind of a fortunate play for the Braves all around, to be honest.
Star Valley looking at 3rd and 4th, a minute 36 to go. Ball spotted inside their own 40-yard line. McClure is going to be in the shotgun with 5 receiver set, empty backfield, trips left side. Pressure coming off the edge for Douglas. They bring 4. McClure throws to the hole and off the shoulder pads, but caught right at the sticks. And Colin Hunsaker with the catch. And it should be just enough for the 1st down. We'll see if they have to measure this. They will not. Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton 1st down. And the clock is rolling down to 1:28. No timeout here for Coach Young. They'll quickly line up to the line of scrimmage.
It's a nice job there by Colin to corral that after you mentioned bouncing off the shoulder pads. Able to corral it and move the chains.
Time still rolling here at 1:13 as Star Valley looks to get set. 1st and 10 with the ball spotted on their own 43-yard line. Spalding in the backfield, sets up left side. McClure will throw. Taft sets his feet, goes down the middle, and just overshot Derek Astle.
He was open. Derek kind of started stumbling right as Taft released that football, and that's why he was unable to get to it. Just some bad luck there. The field gremlins got him.
Does stop the clock on the incompletion at 56.8 seconds to go before halftime. 2 timeouts remain for the Braves. Ball spotted on their own 43-yard line, trying to build on this 2-touchdown lead heading into the half. Spalding it to the right side, hip of McClure in the shotgun. Bearcats rush 4. Here's the draw play to Spalding. Breaks a few tackles, spins, and can't get away. The ball's loose. Star Valley will fall on the football to retain possession.
Cunningham recovered it. Nice job by Tom. Saved the possession for the Braves. And tell you what, Duke, that would have been a huge turnover. That would have given Douglas some big-time life right there inside Braves territory.
Still no timeout by Coach Young with 32 seconds to go. 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 7.
Jackson Hughes forced the fumble.
Clock down to 27 seconds. Here's the snap. McClure looks to throw. Wanting to go deep. Nobody open. Looks down the field. Under pressure. Comes to his right. Still running and now fires and caught at the sticks. Krog breaks a tackle and then he's out of bounds to stop the clock inside the 40-yard line, moving the chains on the 3rd down. Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton 1st down with 13.5 to go.
Tell you what, Wyatt after the catch, that kid is deadly. He has had just a terrific year.
That was a heck of a catch regardless.
Yeah, it comes down and then picks up about another 6-7 yards. So from the 46, they're officially going to spot this at the other 41. So a gain there of 13 yards.
Braves do have 2 timeouts to work with here. 13.5 remaining before halftime. 1st and 10 from the Douglas 41-yard line. Shotgun from McClure, picks up a low snap at his knees. Sets his feet, fires middle to Krog. Caught inside. Oh, he dropped the ball. It hit him, but he couldn't haul it in at the 15-yard line, and we're down to 6.7 seconds.
Did I mention it's cold?
Yeah.
Well, and Wyatt, newcomer to the Braves, he is from Racine, Wisconsin, so I'm assuming it gets cold in Racine too. But yeah, that's one he usually has. It just scooted out of his breadbasket.
So now the Braves pretty much have to go for it all here at the 41-yard line. Probably not enough time to run 2 plays. They still have those 2 timeouts, but not enough time.
I would go up to Hodges or maybe even something right underneath.
Here's the play. McClure is going to be sacked. He'll be brought down. The ball is loose. Time expires. It's regardless. Doesn't matter who gets the fumble. McClure went down awkwardly, and I think Douglas will have it, but it brings us to halftime anyway, so it doesn't quite matter. At the half, it's Douglas 28, Star Valley 28, Douglas 14. Your Star Valley Health halftime show coming your way next, live on SVI Media, Swift 98. It's all part of the SVI Sports Network.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? It's a quick drive, but it's beautiful.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? I take my Caribou Ford mountain biking.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? I take my Caribou Ford to the lake.
I take my Caribou Ford everywhere. We're Caribou Ford with the famous Warranty Forever, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. And we're keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
Risk takers, adventure seekers, optimists, authentic people with the fire in their belly and greatness in their hearts. You'll find them here, in a place where the spirit of the cowboy lives and thrives.
I am a cowboy.
I am a cowboy.
Soy vaquera. The world needs more cowboys.
This is Corey Fromm with the LCST2 Education Foundation. If you graduated within the past 20 years and received some scholarship money from the Education Foundation and it helped you in your higher education, then we would like to hear your story on how it helped. Please contact Deb Wolfley at 307-887-7537.
Your source for quality asphalt paving in Star Valley is Avail Valley Construction. They specialize in residential and commercial driveways and parking lots, done with great service at a great price. Call Avail Valley at 307-885-0600 for your quote today.
Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Halftime coverage is made possible by Star Valley Health, supporting individuals, families, and our community in achieving their best health. Visit starvalleyhealth.org.
Back at Douglas High School in the 3A semifinal game, where the Star Valley Health halftime show has the Braves ahead of Douglas 28-14. Now that first half was all about who could make the most big plays. Douglas had their fair share, but Star Valley had a couple more to give them a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, on the Star Valley defense, setting up the rest of their team in big time. Of course, they had a defensive score. They set up a short field. Just wanted to clarify there, right at the half, TK Stinson did get that fumble recovery. I'm assuming he'll get credit for that, but as you mentioned, it ended up not affecting the game here as we hit the half.
Star Valley with 21 unanswered points in the second quarter. They will get the ball first to start the third. Now let's dig into this score with the Battleson Brothers Flooring Carpet 1 halftime battle stats.
Well, look at the first four of the Bearcats. Trey Wren, I've got him 4 of 10 in that first half for 86 yards. He does have a touchdown. That long 84-yarder to Jackson Hughes running the football. Wren also had 6 carries for 37 yards, but the rest of the running game not really effective in that first half for the Bearcats, totaling 14 carries for 53 yards. The first touchdown came from to Luke Skeen on a short touchdown pass from Trey Wren. And so Wren with 2 touchdown passes, Penalty-wise, it's been a pretty clean game tonight. Both teams have dropped some balls, but not a lot of penalties in this one. The Bearcats 86 yards through the air, 53 on the ground for a total of 139. And the Braves, looking at their numbers, 9 of 15 from Taft McClure in that first half for 127 yards. He did not throw a touchdown in that first half. All 3 Braves touchdowns were on the ground offensively, and then Brandon Cook scoring on a defensive touchdown. Doing the damage through the air, Wyatt Krog, 5 catches, 67 yards. Chase Stewart does have 1 catch for 43 yards. Looking at the ground game, Caleb Spaulding, 7 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. Tristan Hilton having a Travis Kelce-like game, 2 carries, 2 yards, 2 touchdowns. You'll take that. On defense, Brandon Beck with the forced fumble. Brandon Cook recovered that fumble in the end zone for the touchdown. I know we have a forced fumble from Dimitri Dogarakis, and I'm going to try and text the coaching staff and see if they can tell me who recovered that second fumble. But the defense really doing a beautiful job after that, giving up that long touchdown to Jackson Hughes Duke. They have not given up much of anything since then.
That's a look at your Battleson Brothers Flooring Carpet 1 halftime battle stats, located in Afton and in Thane. Quality, price, service. That's Battleson Brothers Flooring Carpet 1. Here at the half, it's Star Valley ahead of Douglas 28-14 with a trip to Laramie and the state title game next week on the line. It's all part of the Star Valley Health halftime show on the SVI Sports Network.
Place is to try and make certain that food is abundant, Because when you don't have to worry about your next meal, you're free to pursue your dreams. And when people are free to pursue their dreams, that's exactly what they do. And all of our lives are made better for it. We're Simplot, and we want to help create better, healthier, easier to grow foods through the magic and the power of modern agriculture. Simplot, bringing Earth's resources to life.
A leg up, an upper hand, an edge. Call it what you want. When you finance with Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, you'll always be winning. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours.
Plan your next vacation to scenic Star Valley, Wyoming with a luxurious stay at Kodiak Mountain Resort. Enjoy your own comfortable cabin with a soaking tub and top amenities. A hot complimentary breakfast is always included. Book your stay at KodiakMountainResort.com.
Hi, this is Tim Hale with the LCSD2 Education Foundation. One of our core programs is 1,000 books before kindergarten, and we really need your help. Please consider donating to the foundation to help with this effort. Go to our website and you can donate there.
This is the Star Valley Health Halftime Show on the SVI Sports Network.
Live from Douglas High School and the Star Valley Health Halftime Show, the 3A state semifinal. And the Braves ahead of the Bearcats in Douglas, 28-14 is your halftime score. Gabe Daniel had the chance to catch up with Coach Young heading into the locker room to get his thoughts on that first half. Let's send it down to Gabe for the Miles CPA Sideline Report.
Hey, thanks, Duke. When I talked to Coach Young, he said that he was really proud of both the good times and the bad times. He really liked the defense they played there at the end of the half, especially that big hit by Brandon Beck that caused the defensive touchdown. And as funny as it sounds, Coach Young said that his favorite play of the half was when Taft threw that pick inside the 5 that set up that play. Overall, he was really proud of his guys, and he hopes that momentum carries into the second half. Duke?
Thank you, Gabe Daniel. That's a valid point. That play doesn't happen without that pick.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. the scoreboard works in mysterious ways, I guess.
That it does.
But it does show that, the Braves defense have had a couple of opportunities. In fact, I think 3 opportunities to kind of come after Douglas inside the 5. And they've been able to put some pressure on them, and that time came in with a defensive touchdown.
It's all part of your Star Valley Health halftime coverage in Douglas tonight. Advanced, local, personalized. Visit starvalleyhealth.org. Now let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the state. Of course, we're watching that Cody game, the Cody Buffalo game, the other semi happening tonight. And last check in, it was Cody up big in the 4th.
Yeah, you can see that there, 42-7. Buffalo did get off the schneid there to get on the scoreboard, but all Cody right now. It looks like the Broncs going to be looking for their 3rd straight championship in Laramie next weekend, and we'll see what team tries to stop them. Earlier today, Duke, you had a chance to see this before I did, but in 2A, Lyman was going for their 3rd straight title this year, and that's not going to happen. They were stopped as they were slowed down by the Bighorn Rams. Stopped them twice inside the 5 defensively and beat them 7-0. Man, what a slobber knocker of a game that must have been today. So Bighorn advances in 2A. They'll play the winner of Lovell and Cokeville. That game kicks off tomorrow at 1 p.m. You can find the watch link at svinews.com. In 4A, Sheridan all over Cheyenne Central right now, 41-14, and also Cheyenne East with a pretty good cushion on Natrona County. They lead that one 35-14. There are some other matchups tomorrow. Cokeville at Lovell, as I said, and then Wind River at Shoshone in the 9-man. So still some spots yet to be solidified to play at War Memorial Stadium next weekend in Laramie.
Checking the roundup here at the halftime, presented by Sunrise Engineering. Before we go to break, let's do some trivia here today. The person that can answer this question correctly the fastest, the first correct answer we get, is going to win themselves a free couples combo to Skyview Lanes and Cineplex.
This one's easier than last week, I promise. I tried to make it a little easier. So the last time Star Valley won in Douglas was in 2016. That score was 61-42. What a ball game that was. And what Star Valley player had 5 first-half rushing touchdowns in that game?
Bonus points if you give us the nickname.
Sure. Yeah, so let us know at 203-4637, and you can be in the drawing to have a chance to win a couples combo from Skyview Lanes.
First correct answer is going to win that 307-203-4637 on our studio text in line. Star Valley Health halftime show. Braves lead 28-14 in the 3A semifinal in Douglas on the
An edge. Call it what you want. When you finance with Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, you'll always be winning. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours.
Plan your next vacation to scenic Star Valley, Wyoming with a luxurious stay at Kodiak Mountain Resort. Enjoy your own comfortable cabin with a soaking tub and top amenities. A hot complimentary breakfast is always included. Book your stay at KodiakMountainResort.com.
Today, we're going to play a little mini game called Whose is Whose. One of these individuals spent 13 years building equity in their home. The other spent a few weeks selling the home. So, whose stack is whose? Yeah, that doesn't seem right to us either. You worked hard to maintain and increase your home's value. Shouldn't you see that value when you sell it?
Assist to sell. Full service with savings. 886-4990.
Our new Star Valley Health Alpine Clinic is open and ready to meet all of your family needs. From wellness checkup to cold or flu, to sports injuries and urgent care. Our orthopedist can help you restore mobility and eliminate pain. And our experienced cardiologist can care for your heart. When you need quality health care, we're here to serve you and your family in Alpine. We'll help you feel your best, close to home.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You know, you see them at kids sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. You know, these are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
This is Braves football and the Star Valley Health halftime show on the SVI Sports Network.
Star Valley Health, advanced, local, personalized. You can find them online at starvalleyhealth.org. That is starvalleyhealth.org. Good evening, Duke Danson, Dal Erickson with you. And at the half of this 3A semifinal game, the Braves have a 28-14 lead over the home Douglas Bearcats. Now, something to keep in mind here, Douglas was down by the same margin last week, was it? Or close to it at the half, and they come back and win that game.
Yeah, they were down 14-0 in that game in the second half and came back and scored 21 second half points and then 6 points in the overtime to win. So a lot of football left here, but the Braves getting a nice ovation from the faithful. There's a pretty nice Star Valley crowd, and just the way the lights are set up, Duke.
And Phil, no Bearcats yet. Let's see and take a look at the keys to the game and see how the Braves have fared so far with Rocky Mountain Yeti's keys to the game.
Well, one of them was, number one to me was identify the ball carrier. And other than that first drive where it seemed like Star Valley really didn't have a good handle on Trey Wren, they've done a really good job after that. It kind of reminds me of that Jackson game. Jackson went right down the field and scored, and then they didn't sniff it again, at least running the football. Key number 2, pressure the quarterback. I think we saw that a bit, especially in the second quarter. Of course, that resulted in the defensive touchdown with the strip sack in the end zone by Brandon Beck, and then the recovery by Brandon Cook. Number 3, limit the turnovers. I'll be honest, Duke, I don't think the Braves have done too well at limiting the turnovers yet. They threw that bomb that was picked off inside the 5, which ultimately did end up being a defensive touchdown, and then they lost a fumble right there before the half. Neither one of them is going to cost them any points, but I still think they've been a little cavalier with the ball tonight. Easy for me to say. And then key number 4, take what they give you. I like seeing Pat McClure roll out, find his guys down the field, and get that open man. Those are the types of plays I'm talking about, and then those plays really chew up yardage, especially for guys like Wyatt Krog and Chase Stewart who run after the catch. So far, so good, and if you're the Braves, you got a 14-point lead, and barring some trickery from the Bearcats, you should get the ball to start the third.
That's a Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton keys to the game. Both teams on the field, 3 minutes of warm-up time. Dal, how about the answer to your trivia question and find out if anybody won that couples combo to Skyview Lanes and Cineplex?
So the last time the Braves won here in Douglas was 2016. It was a 61-42 game. And who had 5 first-half rushing touchdowns? It was none other than the Ginger Express himself, Colin McGinley, C-Mac. And, man, what a great run he had, literally and figuratively, as running back for the Star Valley Braves there for a couple of years, winning a couple of state championships. He certainly mowed over his share of defenders. So Colin McGinley, the Ginger Express, is your answer.
Had a lot of correct answers come in. The first correct answer, phone number ends in 5071. 5071, you answered correctly first. You've won that couples combo to Skyview Lanes and Cineplex in Afton. I'll text you on Monday. Get that into your hands. It's all part of the Star Valley Health Halftime Show. Kickoff in 1 minute when we come back. And second half action, wrapping up the Star Valley Health Halftime Show on the SVI Sports Network.
I was in a car accident over 20 years ago, and I've been in constant pain with my hips and my low back. And I went to go see Dr. Melissa at a friend's recommendation, and she's helped me get out of pain. And she's also helped me with overactive bladder problems through acupuncture. And I couldn't be happier. I enjoy my life more fully because I was able to get this treatment from Dr. Melissa Franklin.
It's time to update your home's flooring, and Battleson Brothers Carpet One is your local source. Right now at Battleson Brothers, find in-stock LVP as low as $2.99 per square foot. Get a bedroom installed with fresh new carpet for just $4.49. That includes the carpet, pad, and labor for just $4.49. Battleson Brothers Flooring also offers 12-month no-interest financing. In Afton and Thane, that's Battleson Brothers Carpet One Floor and Home.
Price, quality, service, Battleson Brothers Flooring.
Halftime coverage is made possible by Star Valley Health, supporting individuals, families, and our community in achieving their best health. Visit starvalleyhealth.org.
Second half action coming your way on a cold night in Douglas in early November in the 3A semifinals. This is the second of the 2 semis happening in the 3A bracket today. Cody was all over Buffalo. That game's going to be late fourth quarter. Cody is going to win that game and advance to the state championship. And we'll see how healthy they are, Dal. We have some people telling us that quarterback Luke Talich was injured in that game. Don't have a lot of details, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that. And we'll see if Luke is able to suit up next week in Laramie.
We hope that's not the case, and of course, you want both of these teams, whoever comes out on top of this game in the second half, you want to be playing the best team and try and knock them off at their full strength. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he's able to suit up and play next week.
As it is in this game, we'll wrap up the Star Valley Health Halftime Show. The Bearcats take the field in front of their home crowd and a standing ovation. But just like last week, they'll start the half with a 14-point deficit. They trail the visiting Braves 28-14. And Star Valley will get this second half kickoff first. They'll be driving to the north, so Cody will kick with the wind at their backs.
Or will they?
They'll be driving to the west, I should say.
Or will they kick it?
You're always skeptical.
I am, because kickers are untrustworthy.
It's going to be Trey Wren. Will be.
See, he's even the quarterback. He's double untrustworthy.
He's going to be kicking off, and it is a pooch kick fielded by the Braves, and a short return, and Star Valley 36. Will keep possession of the football. That was Simon Gaskell on the return.
Nice job by Simon. Johnny on the spot there, doing his job.
You called it now. You called that. So the Bearcats do go pooch kick, but Star Valley recovers it and gets a short return to set up 1st and 10 with good field position at their own 43.
Before I get in trouble, that is all in good fun. I have nothing but positive feelings for Mr. Wren and his family.
Taft McClure is going to come up under center. First time today we've seen him under center. I-set formation. And a tailback dive off the left side. Nice hole. And across the 50, dragging tacklers down to the 40-yard line. And I believe that is Jesse Levin on the carry off the tailback dive in the I formation. He gets a big chunk, no flags. Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down.
17 yards for Jesse Levitt. Now, Coach Young talked about Jesse before the season started, and we've talked about him a couple times since. And I know he's just getting back to where he can handle the ball a little bit. But he says by the time he graduates, he thinks he could break all the lifting records. He's that strong.
He remains in the ice formation, dotting the I. Misdirection to Krog this time. He has a hole and lowers his shoulder down inside the 35-yard line. Wyatt gets the handoff from the wide receiver slot and will pick up about 7 yards.
Yeah, usually we see Wyatt with that little pitch forward pitch and catch. This time he's just a straight handoff, and he gets 7 yards. I don't even know how to put that on the stat sheet.
Second down and 3 from the Douglas 32. Star Valley trying to take advantage of good field position here again.
Wyatt becomes the 7th player to run the ball for the Braves so far tonight.
Wiley Wilkes playing fullback with, again, Levitt playing tailback in the I formation. McClure under center. Handoff to Levitt, dances, now goes through the hole and will be close to a first down, probably about a yard short. Football spotted at the 30 and needed the 29. Third down and 1 to go for Star Valley's offense.
It's a short one, though.
McClure will come out, and Hilton will come in for the short yards package.
Levitt going to stay in there, and as you mentioned, Wiley Wilkes, the fullback, that's a pretty formidable I formation.
Hilton under center. Turn, misdirection, handoff again, and another first down with Chase Stewart getting the carry. He is pushed back, but forward progress up to the 25-yard line for a Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down.
Again, we've brought this up. Coach McKay Young, and he does such a good job of kind of establishing these traditional plays and then executing them. But then when the chips are down and you got to move on, he finds these little wrinkles. It's like throwing a changeup in baseball. You think it's the fastball, but it's not.
Here's the one wrinkle we've seen tonight. Another play with Derek Astle in at quarterback. He'll have a keeper. Big hole for Astle across the 20 and into the 15-yard line. That hole was massive by those front linemen for Derek Astle. They'll give him another Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down.
Yeah, that was a massive hole to work with here for Astle.
They'll spot him a yard shy of the first down, rather. So a 9-yard pickup, second down and 1. Derek remains at quarterback in the Wildcat.
The Brandons, Beck and Cook down there, they were clearing the road.
Astle again will keep. Has another good push up front inside the 10. This time certainly has the first down. Stopped around the 6-yard line. And first and goal for the Braves in steep inside the Riverside Dental red zone.
Call that about 9 more yards for Derek. He's now got 5 carries for 35 yards.
Tristan Hilton comes back in to play quarterback, and Derek Astor will remain out there as Levitt subs out. From the 5, first and goal.
Evan Corbin doing a great job right there, 61 as well. Yeah, the O-line, they're plowing the road right now.
Derek Astor playing tailback. Pitch to Derek, has a hole, goes goal line. Oh, he stopped just shy of the goal line. Looked like he was going to have it, but the Douglas defense stood him up there at the 1-yard line to stop him short. Actually spotted at the 2, so second and goal from the 2 for the Braves.
This one's just been power football. It's been some misdirection. Here's another look in Cody. Looks like the Bronx just way out in front.
That was a final. Looks like that game's over.
You're right.
42-7.
Heading back to the state championship are the Cody Bronx.
Pitch back again to Astle. Big collision at the goal line. He falls across the line, and it's a touchdown for Derek Astle. That was a massive collision at the goal line, but Derek wins it by a few inches, and the Braves score again. That's 28 unanswered for Star Valley as they jump out now 34-14 PAT pending.
Gets a nice block. Wiley Wilkes, of course, right there. Dogarakis. Clay Merritt was down there. And here comes Mikkel Merritt now to kick the PAT and got a jump.
Yeah, it's going to be offsides, I believe, on the defense. Offense did move a little. We'll see who is going to be given the penalty. And still waiting the call here. It is going to be offsides on the defense. Coach Young will just keep the field goal unit out there and to try to take a 21-point lead off Mikkel Merritt's PAT. Snap, hold, kick, and outside
that.
the upright, no good, missed it. So with 8:06 to go in the third, Star Valley leads 34-14 on the SBI Sports Network.
Time to update your home's flooring, and Battleson Brothers Carpet One is your local source. Right now at Battleson Brothers, find in-stock LVP as low as $2.99 per square foot. Get a bedroom installed with fresh new carpet for just $4.49. That includes the carpet, pad, and labor for just $4.49. Battleson Brothers Flooring also offers 12-month no-interest financing. In Afton and Thane, that's Battleson Brothers Carpet One Floor and Home.
Price, quality, service. Battleson Brothers Flooring.
Inside us all beats the heart of an athlete, determined to succeed. Sometimes we fall short, and sometimes we just fall. Whether you're suffering from a sports injury, arthritis, or musculoskeletal trauma, the team of orthopedic surgeons at Mountain West Orthopedics and Sports Medicine are here to help you. We offer a full range of orthopedic and pain management care to keep you active and loving life. A service of Star Valley Health. For more information, visit starvalleyhealth.org.
Live coverage of Braves football continues now on the SVI Sports Network.
Derek Astle gets into the end zone. PAT is missed, and it's 34-14 on our Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. 8:06 to play in the third quarter. Star Valley up on top, 27 unanswered points for the Braves. Ensuing kickoff will be returnable at the 9-yard line. Quickly to the 20, up the sideline 30, few broken tackles, and then pushed backwards and down shy of the 35-yard line. Another nice return, though, for Douglas. And the Bearcat offense will come out and take the field. A couple big plays for Douglas in this game, especially early on in the first half. They took the opening drive right down the field and scored to take a 7-0 lead. That was on a short field of about 42 yards right after a big return to open up the game. And then a 3rd and 17. It was an 80-plus yard touchdown right down the middle on a 3rd and long. And those are the 2 touchdowns for the Bearcats. But they trail now 34-14 in this 3A semifinal game, trying to get some answers against a stingy Braves defense that has not allowed much since that second touchdown. Trips to the right side for Trey Wren. He'll be in the shotgun. Wren will roll to his right, wants to tuck and run, and will get across the 40. Ball is loose again, though. It's knocked out, and I believe Douglas does fall on it. They do. Wren recovers his own fumble, but it was knocked loose again by the Star Valley defense with 7:42 to play in the third quarter. Here's a look at it on the Fall River Propane replay. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. See Wren with the carry, and it was Derek Astle, I believe, who had the big hit that may have jarred the ball loose. Derek's having a heck of a game today. Second down after the run for Wren. 4 yards to go from their own 40-yard line. Shotgun for Trey. Low snap, picks it up, goes ahead to Hughes on the sweep, and Hughes is cut down from behind. Dives ahead for about a 3-yard gain, though. Tackled roughly at the 43-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 1 to go for the Douglas Bearcats. Clock down to 6:57 and ticking in this third quarter. Bearcats huddle up as Trey Wren comes in from the sideline with the play. And a big 3rd down, just 1 yard to go. Ball spotted on the Douglas 43-yard line. Shotgun for Wren. Carson Ewing in the backfield. For the most part, the Braves have held Ewing in check. On the ground, he gets the handoff here and is tackled, but dives ahead for the 1st down. He needed 1, he got 2, maybe even 3 yards, Carson Ewing did. So 1st down for Douglas to keep the offense on the field, trying to keep themselves in this game. Down by 20 points, midway third quarter, 6:18 and counting to go. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line of Douglas after the 1st down carry. Wind again blowing to the backs of the Bearcats on this drive as they head to the east side. Snap is fumbled by Douglas, and Star Valley will fall on it. It's another Douglas turnover. The Braves get the ball after Trey Wren can't hold on to the snap. And Star Valley has the ball. Here's a look at it on the Fall River Propane replay after Wren can't hold on to the snap. And first in there to recover the football, I believe for Star Valley is Wesley Turner is who that was. So Wesley gets the fumble recovery, and the Braves had the ball 1st and 10 from the Douglas 40. Third fumble of the game recovered by Star Valley. Well, more fumbles than that, but the third one recovered by the Braves. And another short field for the Star Valley offense. Taft McClure back in the pistol set. He'll shovel pass ahead, look to Stewart, and breaks a tackle. It's actually Dolgorakis with the stiff arms, breaking tackles and getting all the way down to the 25-yard line. Dimitri Dolgorakis putting the moves on the Bearcats for a 15-yard gain on the shovel pass ahead.
He's just such a big kid, and he's got some good moves. Look at the juke. Look at the juke by the big fella.
1st and 10 now for Star Valley and Dow. That's the third fumble recovered by the Braves defense. They scored on the first two, and Dimitri sets him up on that run to potentially do that again here from the 24-yard line. Clock ticks down to 5:20 and counting in the third quarter. Star Valley already with a 20-point lead. A trip to the state championship game on the line in this one. McClure in the shotgun. Krog across the formation. McClure will throw. Flushed out of the pocket to his right. Looks downfield, fires into the end zone. Has a man caught for the touchdown, or is it knocked away?
Yeah,
it is
touchdown.
caught. Touchdown, Braves.
Hodges.
It's so far away, couldn't see it, but Jacob Hodges again with a big catch and 6 points.
Let's look at it again here on the Fall River Propane replay. Flushed out, showing off the arm strength. Boy, that was right on the money.
Braves jump out now to a big lead, 40-14 with 4:59 to go in the third quarter. PAT is good. And the run continues for Star Valley. Back in 60 on the SVI Sports Network.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? It's a quick drive, but it's beautiful.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? I take my Caribou Ford mountain biking.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? I take my Caribou Ford to the lake.
I take my Caribou Ford everywhere. We're Caribou Ford with the famous Warranty Forever, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. And we're keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
Risk takers, adventure seekers, optimists, authentic people with the fire in their belly and greatness in their hearts. You'll find them here, in a place where the spirit of the cowboy lives and thrives.
I am a cowboy.
I am a cowboy.
Soy vaquera.
The world needs more cowboys.
Here's Duke Dance, Dal Erickson, and the SVI Sports Crew with more live coverage of Braves football.
Short about the 20-yard line. Makes a move up to the 30, breaks a tackle there, trying to get to the 35 but can't, but it's another good return off the kickoff. That was Jacob Hodges on the 24-yard touchdown reception from Taft McClure. Gal, at one point in this game, it was 14-7 Douglas. Since then, it's been 34 unanswered by the Star Valley Braves.
And the Braves were facing fourth down, if you remember, in that situation. They ended up getting a touchdown out of it, which they were able to tie the game. But, yeah, early on, the Bearcats were kind of dictating things, and then since then, the Braves defense, they have just been wreaking havoc out there today.
3 fumbles recovered by the Star Valley defense, more than that forced, but 3 recovered. 1 recovered for a touchdown. The other 2 ended up going for scores later on with the offense. Handoff up the middle to Ewing, and he's able to pick up about 4 yards on the first down carry. Stop shy of the 40-yard line. They'll spot the ball at the 37 of Douglas. Clock is at 4:35 and counting as we close in on late third quarter in Douglas.
There's a look at some stats here from Battlesome Brothers Carpet 1, Floor and Home. Braves just kind of pulling away here at this point. The Bearcats desperately need to get in the end zone on this drive.
Cody has already defeated Buffalo in a blowout fashion, so it is going to be the Cody Bronx at State. Winner of this game will be their opponent. Here's a handoff to Ewing. Tries to get the outside, but can't. Star Valley defense swarms that edge, and Ewing can't get the corner. Sets up a 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
You just pick up a few, just not enough. And the Bearcats were able to convert on 3rd down on their last drive, Duke. They just, after they moved the chains once, they just kind of had a missed exchange.
Ball spotted back to the 38-yard line. Trey Wren again in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side for him. Low snap, picks it up, rolls to his right. Under pressure, steps up, flushed out, and sacked by Brandon Beck.
Man, Brandon Beck, what a game he's having, man.
2nd sack of the game. The last one was a fumble in the end zone that Brandon Cook picked up for a touchdown, but that sets up 4th down after that sack.
Well, and he also had a sack earlier. I'm just looking at let's look at it again on the Fall River Propane replay. So I want to say Beck, he might have 2 forced fumbles. The one in the end zone, of course. I think he might have another one, if I'm thinking
you're
correctly.
Right. Yep, here's the punt.
Ooh, good punt.
Just got it away. Hunsaker fields it and then falls backwards after catching the ball. Hey, you got to catch the ball, Colin. You did that.
He did that?
That's more than either you or I could do. So
he tripped on the paw.
That's right. So
that was honestly, considering the amount of time that he had and the pressure that was coming up the middle, that was a pretty darn good punt.
Pin Star Valley back inside their own 25 down to the 24-yard line.
Well, we early in the pregame, Duke, both coaches talked and preached about what a big deal field position was going to be. That's certainly been the case tonight, but it's been turnovers and special teams that have set that up rather than maybe big plays.
Douglas has had a couple long fields of 85, 90 yards plus at times. And Star Valley's had some very short ones because of turnovers. This time they're looking at a 1st and 10 inside their own 25-yard line. Here's another pitch ahead to Dolgorakis. He's breaking tackles, and Dimitri again has a Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton 1st down. Feed that kid the ball. He's moving the pile.
He was dragging a couple of Bearcats for, I think they owe him $1.
That's a Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton 1st down up and across the 35-yard line.
About 12 more yards for Dimitri. He's just a load.
Douglas trying to find some defensive answers as we hit 2:33 to go in the 3rd quarter of play, and the Braves are leading in Douglas 41-14.
Derek Astle in the backfield again.
He'll be back there with McClure in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 left side. McClure hands off and up the middle for a couple. They'll actually give him about 4, maybe even 5 yards on the carry.
Oh, that was Jesse Levitt.
Yeah, it was Levitt on the carry. So 2nd and 5 after the carry for Levitt.
Well, and again, you look at the Braves offense, Duke, you add Jesse Levitt into the mix in this running game. He's had 5 carries, 44 yards tonight. That is, he's going to be effective at just the right time for this team.
Go back to the Wildcat now. Derek Astle's in the backfield. Empty backfield from the shotgun for Derek. He'll hand off to Levitt, and this time the defense reads him. But Levitt spins away, and he's running down to the 40. He'll have a 1st down inside Douglas territory. Somehow Jesse Levitt spun away from the tackle and picks up a big 1st down across the Douglas 45.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Coach Young has raved about the strength of Jesse Levitt. You see a bit of it right there. Looks like he's down and able to use that lower body strength to pull away.
Well, 1st and 10 after a new set of downs. Now back inside Bearcat territory from the Douglas 43-yard line. Clock continues to roll to $1:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. Braves trying to extend this big 41-14 lead. McClure in the shotgun. Play action. Screenplay flat. Caught by Wyatt Krog and tackled for a loss on the play of a couple of yards.
That was a heck of a play by Jackson Hughes. And the way that was setting up, the reason I drew on my breath is because it looked like Jackson Hughes was going to take Wyatt's head off right here. It ends up being just a good tackle, but boy, another step closer, and that one could have been just a monster hit. Great play from Jackson Hughes.
Going to be a 3-yard tackle for loss by Jackson Hughes, and set Star Valley backwards to their to the Douglas 46-yard line. 2nd and 13 to come. McClure in the shotgun. Pressure coming up the middle. Rolls out to his right side. Looking downfield. He'll have to throw on the run deep down the sideline and incomplete as he was trying to hit the out route, cutting out the sideline, and it will set up a third and long here for the Braves.
He's trying to get Wyatt over there, and honestly, dropped it in there pretty good. Would have been a tough catch. It's clear across the field, right on the sideline. It was, I'll tell you though, pretty good effort there from Taft, just unable to reel it in.
Sets up third down and 13 after the incompletion for the Braves offense. The incompletion stops the clock at 25.4 seconds to go and trips to the right side for McClure in an empty backfield set. 2 receivers to his left. Taft in the shotgun. And it's going to be a penalty before the snap of the football. And the white hat will...
Typically these are on the offense.
Yeah, it is going to be a false start on the Braves, so push them back 5 yards. Back inside their own territory to the 49-yard line. That turns a 3rd and 13 into a 3rd and 18-yard situation to go.
Just the third penalty of the night for this Star Valley team, though, Duke. Penalties have kind of piled up on them here and there, even during a very successful season, but tonight they've been pretty darn clean.
As it is, the clock is down to 25.4 seconds, and 3rd and 18 for McClure in the empty backfield shotgun. Douglas brings pressure. Taft flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right, stops, throws, and he's hit as he throws. The ball's up in the air and drops down incomplete.
That was up for grabs.
Taft did get it away, but he was hit, kind of just lost the ball up in the air, flew forward and out of bounds, sets up 4th and long, and out comes the punt unit for Star Valley.
I believe it was 50, TK Stinson again with the pressure. He's the one that recovered the fumble right at the half. Was his time expired, but gets some pressure there and hits Taft as he releases it. Another good play there for TK Stinson.
Brock Pyle and Jackson Hughes back to return the punt for Douglas. They'll be standing around their own 20-yard line as Mikkel Merritt comes in to boot this one away. He's standing on his own 36. Here's a nice snap. Plenty of time for Merritt. Good kick. And a fair catch called for and made right at the 20-yard line.
He's right after you catch, he's like, maybe I should have kept, maybe I should have ran with it.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for Douglas as the defense gets them a stop with 11.2 to go in the 3rd.
That was Brock Pyle on the fair catch. Here comes the Douglas offense. And still looking for their first points. You got to go back to, with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, Duke. They hit that 84-yarder. And it is, they basically, I think they've had about 25 total yards since then.
It's been really tough. This defense has stepped up in the last 2 quarters since. Here's Wren from the shotgun. He'll option, actually keep it up the middle. Big hole for Wren across the 30 and down at the 35-yard line for a first down for Douglas. Clock stops to move the chains at 4.7 seconds left in the 3rd.
I believe that was Jaden Crook came up and made that stop.
That will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Douglas, 1 quarter left to go to try and dig back into this game. They'll have the ball. The Braves on top, though, by a score of 41-14. Napa Auto Parts 4th quarter coming your way next on the SBI Sports Network.
In the future, everything will be powered by renewable energy. But it's not as easy as flipping a switch. It's a long road, requiring decades of time and trillions of dollars. But what if there was a better direction on the path to zero carbon emissions? An energy source that's available right now, that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. There is, and it's propane.
Fall River Propane, Star Valley's fastest growing energy for everyone provider, keeping you warm this winter. Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic have been serving the local community since 1999, including residential, commercial, and construction. Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic is your company for all of your trash needs, along with septic pumping and portable toilets. For the dependable company that has a proven trust and reliability, contact Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic at starvalleydisposal.com. That's starvalleydisposal.com.
4th quarter coverage of Star Valley football is presented by Napa Auto Parts in Afton and in Thane.
12 minutes left in this 3A semifinal game in Douglas. The Bearcats trying to dig out of a hole. They have 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. To throw is Wren. Steps up in the pocket. He's hit and brought down again for another sack in the game.
Brandon Beck started it, and then 62 finished him off.
That's Jesse Gibson who will get credit for the sack.
Junior? Is it Jesse the junior, I believe?
Sure is.
Yeah. He's going to be a big part of this team moving into next year, but yeah, you can see 52. Good job of getting flushed out there, but yeah, Gibson finishes him off. Also looked like Merritt was there providing moral support.
2nd down and 13 after the 3-yard loss on the sack. Wren in the shotgun. Looks to throw left side and through the hands of 2 Star Valley defenders. Went through Mikkel Merritt's hands and then went through Kason Hatterley's hands, both of them with the chance to pick it off. But off the deflection, couldn't quite make it happen in the cold tonight.
Let's look at it again here on the Fall River Propane replay. And I think you had a better look at this initially than I did. I thought the first one was just a kind of a tip, but yeah, maybe he went right through his hands. I don't know.
3rd and long to go for Douglas. 13 yards to convert and 11-14 left to go in the game. Backed up to their own 33-yard line. At this point in the game, Douglas is going to be in 4-down territory the rest of the way out. They've got to get touchdowns as they're down big, 41-14. Wren to throw. Steps up, fires deep down the field into coverage and overthrew his target. He was trying to find Jackson Hughes down there, but the coverage was good.
Liebelhaus.
Lane playing that safety spot, came over to help.
You know, Lane's one of those kids, he's put in his time, and he's a solid defender, and he's 6'4". You put him back there kind of that center field and say, don't let him go up and high point you, and he's done a pretty dang good job of doing that, especially the second half of the season.
So Coach Rose will actually try and play some field position here, try and get a defensive stop. The punt unit comes out with 11:07 to go and a 4th and 13 deep in their own territory. And Jackson Hughes will step back to punt. He's not the normal punter we've seen. Low snap, picks it up, and it is a fake. Jackson's going to run with it. He breaks a tackle. He's still running to the 40. He dives for the 1st down. I'm not sure he got it. He needed the 46. They're going to spot it at the 45. Jackson Hughes almost got it. On a fake punt, he comes up 1 yard short.
Yeah, he battled for this. He gets away from 1, 2, another arm tackle, and then right here he's diving for it. Yeah, and even with even giving him the spot to the 45, yeah, he's just a little short.
Douglas will turn it over on downs after coming up short on the fake field or fake punt. 10:58 to go in the game.
You think that was planned?
I think so, because Wren's the normal punter.
Oh, you're right.
And Hughes came out to do that.
You're right.
Empty backfield set again. Here's a direct snap and then a handoff to Stewart. He has the end around, trying to get yardage up across the 40-yard line.
It's about 6 yards here for Chase.
That was another direct snap to Derek Astle. And he'll come out of the game, and McClure and the normal offense will sub back in.
8 different ball carriers on the night for the Star Valley running game, Duke, and I just look at this, and they got, 20, 27, 37, 57, 27. Everybody's just chipping away at it.
2nd down and 4 to go after the carry from Stewart. Low snap, handoff, double handoff, but that goes nowhere. Stewart eaten up in the backfield. It was a handoff to Spalding. He immediately hands off to Stewart, and that's a big tackle for loss.
Stewart, I think, took a pretty good shot there. Comes out of that pile a little gimpy. Yeah, that's going to – the Braves actually back to the original line of scrimmage there.
6-yard loss on the carry is what that ends up being. So 3rd down and 10. And, of course, Star Valley just trying to take off as much time as they can. They do a little blurb huddle over near the sideline and then come back over with the clock rolling under 10 minutes left in the game, and Star Valley up 41-14 with the ball.
Hodges, bottom of your screen, looks like he's got a pretty good size advantage over the guy that's on him.
Trips to that right side, 2 receivers to the left side. McClure will throw from an empty backfield. Flushed out of the pocket, throws, caught short of the 1st down, and trying to fight for the extra yards is Wyatt Krog, but he can't get him. He stopped 3 yards short, but enough that Star Valley could probably go for it here on a 4th down and 3.
You're in that spot on the field, Duke, where what else you going to do? You going to punt it and get a 15-yard net? It's just, nobody's going to fault you for going for it here.
McClure comes back out, and now the Douglas defense trying to get a turnover on downs with 9 minutes left to go. And Star Valley's offense will try and stay on the field to milk more clock in this 3A semi.
The Braves have had good fortune on fourth down, 2 for 2 tonight.
They'll come out with McClure in the pistol set. Man in motion is Krog. Throw ahead to Wyatt. Cuts upfield, has the first down and more across the 30, and spun around and brought down near the 26-yard line. Still fought for those extra yards, and 2 flags come in late after the play as Wyatt was working against Jackson Hughes trying to get those extra yards, and 2 flags in at that moment to stop the clock at 8:33.
It's a gain of 12 if everything stands. We'll see what the officials had to say on the subject.
Personal foul, face mask against the defense. So the first down will stand, plus the extra yards on top of that. The Braves offense will remain on the field to burn more clock with 8:33 left to go in the Napa Auto Parts fourth quarter.
Just the third penalty on the Bearcats tonight. As I said, both these teams have been pretty darn clean.
Ball will be spotted all the way inside the 15-yard line, so back inside the Riverside Dental red zone. It's a 1st and 10 from the Douglas 14. Hilton under center. Looks like Spalding playing the tailback spot. Man in motion is actually Levitt. Hand off to Levitt. He looks for the goal line up the sideline inside that pylon.
He looked like a tank on that run.
And he's in for the touchdown. Jesse Levitt. Yards away. 8:16 to go in the game, and the Braves now up 47-14.
And that's got to feel good for Jesse. But look at him just bouncing off tackle attempts. He is just, boy, if you're a Star Valley fan, you got to be looking at that going, me likey on that. That's a nice addition to all the weapons you have otherwise.
Snap, hold, kick, and it is good. 41 unanswered.
Once said, keep your feet on the ground. This will help you achieve Wi-Fi signal.
Placing your router on the floor will absorb the signal. Stay tuned for more digital dilemmas.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
Fourth quarter coverage of Star Valley football is presented by Napa Auto Parts in Afton and in Thane.
That's the 5th Star Valley Brave to score a touchdown in this game as Jesse Levitt takes it in from 14 yards out. And then with a little wind in the back, the ensuing kickoff is through the end zone, and that will be a touchback.
Not only that, Duke, it's been on the ground. The ground game has looked very good tonight. 32 carries, 178 yards. And of the 6 touchdowns on the night on offense, 5 of those on the ground. There's a quick look at your stats. And, Jesse Levitt, 7 carries, 71 yards, and that touchdown. And he looks pretty good.
With 8 minutes, 16 seconds left to go in the game, it's 1st and 10 for Douglas. They now trail on their home field in this 3A semi by a score of 48-14. Here's a play action rollout being chased by Brandon Beck. Throws it away down the field. It is caught by Hughes. And Hughes tries to run up the sideline for the extra yards. Will be enough for the first down. Great job by both Trey Wren and Jackson Hughes to connect on that one under pressure and in traffic.
Third catch of the night for Hughes. In fact, that's his first catch since he reeled in that 84-yarder, the quarterback in the first quarter. And as you mentioned, able to spin away from the tacklers and get it all the way down to the 33-yard line.
1st and 10 there with the new set of downs. Clock ticks down to 8:06 to play.
So, in fact, he's now got 95 yards on the night, so pushing 100.
Trey Wren again in the shotgun, trips to his right side. Wren will throw. Fading, sets up the screen. It is caught by Ewing, but he can't get much. He stood up after a gain of about a yard is all Ewing's going to get on the screenplay.
Brandon Beck was right there to get a hold of him. As you mentioned, Duke looks like about a yard.
Clock continues to tick, now down to 7:45 to go in the game. Spot the ball up to the 35-yard line, so Ewing actually gets credit for 2 to set up 2nd down and 8 to go. Ewing remains in the backfield to the right side hip of Trey Wren. Man in motion. Braves rush 4. Wren rolls out, throws into the flat. It's caught across the 35 and out of bounds shy of the 40.
That one went to Christian Johnson, number 22.
Officials will spot the ball at the 38-yard line. And the clock is stopped on the out-of-bounds play at 7 minutes, 15 seconds, 16 seconds left in this game.
I believe that's 3 straight completions now for Trey Wren. Finding himself in a bit of a rhythm.
3rd and 5 for the Douglas Bearcats. Jackson in motion. Wren looks to throw, rolls left, sets his feet, has a completion for a 1st down and tackled at the 50-yard line.
Johnson again, but Star Valley brought some pressure from the outside, and he got absolutely tattooed by the back on a chip block here.
So look at the Fall River Propane replay. That's a good block by Ewing.
Holy Moses.
Does give Wren enough time to complete the pass down the field. Pushes the ball inside Star Valley territory from the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Douglas Bearcats, who had a 14-7 lead, but it's been all Star Valley since then. They throw big now as Wren rolls out. He can run. The junior stretches the ball down the field up the sideline for a 1st down and finally run out of bounds near the 30. Another big run for Trey Wren to move the sticks and keep the offense down the field.
Looks like they're officially going to spot him at the 35. So gain of 14 there for Wren. He now has, 63 yards on the ground tonight on 11 carries.
Remember that name next year for the junior quarterback.
He's got some quickness, too. He's decisive, legs, and he can throw the ball a bit. Yeah, definitely some things to work with.
Wren will throw this time, goes down the center, and caught by Jackson Hughes, breaks a tackle inside the 10, goes to the pylon, and there's the touchdown for the Douglas Bearcats. Jackson Hughes on the reception from Trey Wren from 34 yards away, and the Bearcats back on the board. 6:33 to go in the 4th. It's now 48-20 with the PAT coming.
5 straight completions from Wren, intermixed with that long run, and he gets his team into the end zone here. They hadn't been there since late in the 1st.
That pulls Douglas to within 28. Star Valley missed a PAT earlier on in the game, so this can make it a 27-point difference if Hughes can push this one through. Good snap, hold, and the kick is up, and it will get through to make it 48-21. Braves on top. Douglas scores on the SBI Sports Network.
Since 1932, locally owned Hastings Ace Hardware has served Star Valley as the place to find high-quality outdoor, hardware, and houseware products at competitive prices. Staffed by your friends and neighbors, Hastings offers a team of knowledgeable and helpful folks to answer your questions and assist you in finding the perfect solutions for your projects year-round. Find Braves apparel, fashionable clothing lines, tasteful gifts, a full-service gift wrapping and custom framing counter, jewelry, home decor, paint mixing services, and so much more. Hastings Ace in Afton. It's the local and helpful place.
It's time for some Napa know-how. Fourth quarter coverage on the SVI Sports Network is provided by Napa Auto Parts in Afton and Thane.
Third touchdown pass of the game for Trey Wren. He hits Jackson Hughes, and now Douglas will attempt an onside kick here. Down 48-21 with 6.5 minutes to go, and it's a good onside kick, but it is recovered by Weeblehouse of Star Valley.
Good job.
And he will just go right down to the turf, covering up the football, and the Braves offense will have possession with 6.5 to go.
It's a really good kick. That thing was a worm burner. Yeah, third touchdown pass from Wren. It's the second one to Jackson Hughes. Tonight I've got Hughes 4 catches, 130 yards, 2 scores. So he's certainly done his part. Now, what year is he? Jackson Hughes. We'll have to find that out. If we got both those guys back, that's pretty darn good.
Here's Taft McClure under center. Handoff in another big hole for Jesse Levitt, who gets his knees taken out from underneath him, or he would have had a huge run off the left side. As it is, though, it's just a 6-yard carry on first down. Jesse's come in the second half and has had a good game.
I've got him, these are unofficial, of course, 8 carries, 77 yards, and a score. As I said, he started the season quarterback in 0 week against the Shelley Russets. Quarterback at Boise State is the starter, but he got dinged up in that game, and he's been trying to get healthy ever since. He looks pretty good tonight.
He'll sub out this time, and Caleb Spalding will come back in.
And Caleb's had a great run here this last month. Over 600 yards on the season. McClure again under center, gets that 5-second count, so now he'll snap the ball, hands off to Spalding, tries to jab step in the backfield, but tackled for a loss. Sets up third down for the Braves, with the clock continuing to roll down to 5.5 to go. Yeah, looks like a loss of a couple, actually.
Pushes the ball back inside Star Valley territory at the 48-yard line, so third down and 7. Third down and 7 is what this will be. Spalding will remain in the backfield on this set, with Taft McClure coming into the shotgun. Wyatt Krog wide left. Wide right, rather. Wide left is Jacob Hodges. Here's the snap to McClure. Douglas brings to House. McClure rolls out to his right, fires down the field, caught at the sideline. Hauling it in was Wyatt Krog, and it's enough to move the sticks on a Rocky Mountain Yeti Afton first down.
That, you got to have a serious arm to complete that. He's rolling out, he's throwing across his body, he's throwing it down and low. Wyatt's the only guy that has a shot at it, and he put some zip on this thing. That's an impressive pass right there, and a great catch from Wyatt Krog, who's now got another ho-hum 9-catch night on the night.
Just another night on the job.
He's 3 yards short of 100 yards on the night by my count.
Star Valley's offense stays on the field. First and 10 now from the Douglas 41-yard line, and Braves going to win this, and they will have a trip to Laramie as Tristan Hilton comes in. He'll play quarterback, and the second unit offense out to try and milk some clock. Here is again a carry to Levitt, and he's pushed backwards. Lost. Ball's loose, and it's still loose, and it looks like it's going to be recovered by Star Valley eventually.
Like Jacob Hodges, Hodges clear back at the Star Valley 40.
Douglas had a chance to pick it up. They tried to go for the scoop and score, but couldn't get their hands on the football.
You know, back in the day, you could order a tape that was called Football Follies. Because it's a leather football, it's cold. And that was actually, I think, Sawyer Updike with the carry, 23. And there you can see everybody trying to pick it up. It ends up being Jacob Hodges, clear back on the other 40.
So sets up second down and long as the second unit offense for the Braves getting some varsity postseason snaps. They did last week as well in the win over Lander. We'll get some more tonight as Douglas will watch the last 3 minutes, 48 seconds of their season tick off their home scoreboard. Great year for the Bearcats. They had that uncharacteristic loss in Jackson, which surprised a lot of people.
Honestly, you still can't figure that one out, but you know, it is what it is.
But since then, they ran the table on the east side of the state in the 3A conference. Yeah, it's just, used the ho-hum term earlier on. It's just been another ho-hum 3A East conference for the Douglas Bearcats.
Yeah, shellacking by the Bearcats.
And they come in as the 1 seed, pick up the win last week in fashion against Powell.
But you know, Duke, we pointed it out. The Bronx from Cody are the cream of the crop. the Braves showed they could hang with him, and then we felt like there was a significant gap, and tonight kind of showed that.
Second down and 10. Second and a lot longer than 10, but the hard snap count gives Star Valley free 5-1s as Douglas will jump off sides. That will send second and long to just second and long. Well, apparently you have to do push-ups if you do that.
He's getting them out of the way now. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to get tagged for him later on, turning in his equipment or anything.
So the 5-yard penalty will make it second down and about 23-ish, 24. Ball spotted on the 46-yard line of Douglas with 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the game. And you go back to the last 2 times Star Valley and Cody have played, those were close games. It was close in the semi last week. The game earlier this year in Afton was just a 10-point difference. Here's a high snap and then a pitch down, but another big tackle for loss. That carry goes to Bailey Colgren, but he's hit the backfield. And 3rd and forever here to go for the Braves. And a timeout will be taken by Coach Rhodes. 3:33 left to go. We'll return in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You know, you see them at kids sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. You know, these are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
I was in a car accident over 20 years ago, and I've been in constant pain with my hips and my low back. And I went to go see Dr. Melissa at a friend's recommendation, and she's helped me get out of pain. And she's also helped me with overactive bladder problems through acupuncture. And I couldn't be happier. I enjoy my life more fully because I was able to get this treatment from Dr. Melissa Franklin.
Fourth quarter coverage of Star Valley football is presented by Napa Auto Parts in Afton and in Thane.
Nearing the end of this fourth quarter, Star Valley just trying to milk out a 3.5 minutes in this fourth with a big lead over Douglas in the 3A semifinal. Star Valley winning on the road 48-21. And here's a quick punt on 3rd and long, and it's
a flag
going to be a flag in the backfield as Tristan Hilton came in.
Yeah, a bit of a quick kick there.
And we'll see if this is a roughing the kicker penalty. That was very unexpected on 3rd down.
I think there's a different center in there as well. It was kind of a blooper of a snap.
And just as we were about to get the call from the White Hat, he changed his mind, and we'll make sure they get it right. So the clock is stopped here at 3 minutes, 27 seconds.
Looks like they're talking to the Bearcats, so I'm assuming this is on the Braves. But
well, the flag was back where the punt happened, is where the flag is.
Right.
That's where the flag is where Tristan kicked it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They could have run into him. I don't know.
I have no idea.
So the official will say running into the kicker.
It's a 5-yarder. Since it's 3rd and, to Casper, it's just going to take a little bit.
Interesting. So Star Valley wanted to punt on 3rd. And now we'll see if they do that again, I guess.
Got to punt again.
On 3rd down, though.
Yeah. Well, it could be a sportsmanship thing, Duke. You don't want to.
That's true.
You don't want to come out up this many points and throw the ball on 3rd and long.
Yeah. Well, Hilton is going to play in the shotgun set here.
I believe that's Sawyer Updike it's Tayson Tittenser, 23.
And this time they do throw deep down the field and incomplete.
Looking for Weeblehouse.
Weeblehouse can't track it down, and now it will be 4th down. So we'll see the punt unit come out for the Braves with 3:22 to go. Star Valley will play Cody And that's what most people expected to see happen as the course of the season unfolded. But you got to win the games, right? So you still never really know what to expect, especially when you're Star Valley and you come on the road to Douglas, which is such a hard place to pick up a playoff win.
There's been a lot of game plans go down the drain up here in Douglas for sure over the years.
But the Braves will get it done. They'll pick up the win. They're up 48-21 right now with just 3:20 left to go in the game. And Merritt will boot this one away. A low wobbly kick. It's going to bounce and will not be fielded. Just go out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So Douglas will have a big field in front of them to work with. And 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the game. Talk about that Cody Star Valley matchup this week, or next week, though, Dow. It's going to be in Laramie. What's the one thing that we mentioned is the last 8 years, every state championship in 3A has been either Star Valley or Cody that has won it. However, during that 8-year span, they've never played each other.
It's true.
In the state championship game. This will be the first time.
You actually got to go back to, I believe, 1991 was the last time they met in the state championship. That game was played in Cody, and our good friend Jason Kazare was the starting running back in that game. Whew, that's how long that's been.
Jason, that was a long time ago. Here is the snap to Wren, and he will be run out of bounds. As mentioned, Trey Wren's had a good game. He can run with the football from the quarterback spot. Just a junior, so he'll be back next year. And a couple returning players. Tegan Seeds as great lineman for Douglas. He's a junior. He'll be back.
I think he's a collegiate prospect from what I've been able to gather.
Carter Archuleta, team's leading tackler. He's just a sophomore. He's going to be back. Well, so as always, some good pieces to work with next year for the Bearcats.
One thing you can count on Coach Rhodes and his staff, they're going to reload. They're not going to rebuild.
2nd down and 8. Here's Wren again. Sets his feet, throws down the field, left short, but coming back for the football and making the catch for the first down is Jackson Hughes. He's had a big game. He's had a big season. Came into this game with 8 receiving touchdowns. He added a couple more on that tonight. He's a senior, so he's one of the big stars that will be leaving after this game tonight for the Bearcats.
30-yard gainer there. I've got him 5 catches, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight. He's been stellar.
New set of downs up across the 40-yard line to their own 43. Low snap picked up by Wren. He'll run to the right. He'll tuck it and run. A lot of green grass in front of Wren. Has the 50. Cuts outside for the first down. And still up the sideline. And working it all the way inside the 40-yard line. Another big run for Trey Wren. And runs out with 2:33 left to go in the game.
I'm going to spot that at the 35. So it's a gain of 22 yards for Wren. And I've got him now with 87 yards on the ground to go with 182 through the air and 3 touchdowns. That's quite a night.
Wren will throw this time, goes deep down the center and diving for the catch, but couldn't haul it in. Was Jackson Hughes. Tried to lay out for it between the hashes. Dropped incomplete with 2:27 to go in the game. Here's a look at your Fall River Propane replay.
Pretty good pass, maybe a little out in front, but great effort there from Hughes to try and lay out and get it. Right now it's 2:27 left in this ball game, and the clock is stopped as the Braves are just soon this thing tick away.
Stay with us for the Silver Star Communications postgame show. We'll have your Star Valley player of the game. We'll have your postgame stats for both teams. And we'll take a look ahead to Star Valley Cody next week, the state championship game in the 3A class. Let you know who else is going to be in Laramie next week as well. Here's Wren again, setting up the screen. And it is caught by Ewing. And Ewing has a nice run after the catch on the screenplay inside the 25-yard line. Carson Ewing is a senior. He's had a great career for the Douglas Bearcats, has Carson. And he'll get a nice pickup there on the screen pass. Clock down to 2:10 to go in this game.
Trey Wren now nearing 200 yards through the air.
1st and 10 from the Star Valley 23-yard line. Douglas working against the Braves' 2nd unit defense here late in this postseason game. Douglas will set up with trips to the right side for Trey Wren. Ewing remains in the backfield. Wren will throw, stepping back under pressure, eludes it, runs, has green grass, tucks it and runs again inside the 20 and ducks out of bounds. Enough for the first down inside the 15-yard line.
About 10 more.
Stops the clock at 1 minute 42 seconds after Trey Wren again moves the chains with his feet.
I've got him now with 97 yards. In fact, call it 98. I think that was more like an 11-yard gain.
1:42 left to go in the game. Douglas trying to get on the scoreboard for the second time in this half. Here's a jet sweep around the left side, following blockers, pushing the pile inside the 5, and brought down right around the 5-yard line. And slow to get up. Looks like a injured Douglas player. Stops the clock at 1 minute 24 seconds to go.
Looks like he's going to pop up there. Number 3.
It's Micah Turk, another senior. He'll come up and be okay. 1:24 to go in the game, and first and goal here now for actually second down and about 2 from the 4-yard line for the Douglas Bearcats. Jackson Hughes will come in late, and he'll set up as the third back in the backfield.
That's a lot of dudes. And Tegan Seeds is back there too.
He was back there as a second fullback to be a blocker. Coach Young didn't really like that look.
I don't blame him.
He'll call a timeout.
Looked like a big train.
So we'll take the timeout here. 1:04 to go in the game. Star Valley is up big, going to win 48-21. But Douglas is driving back in 30 on the SBI Sports Network.
Everyone in Star Valley knows the Fun Zone is the place to go for birthday parties, family reunions, receptions, or basically any kind of get-together. Do you know what makes the Fun Zone even better? When you come and enjoy it. New to the Fun Zone is a massage chair and a vending machine, and still offering the open gym, volleyball, foosball, and air hockey, a full-service kitchen, and even a big screen TV. Visit sbfunzone.com for reservations.
Napa Auto Parts in Afton and in Thane.
After the timeout, Douglas comes out in the same formation. 2 fullbacks, Sieg's one of them. He's the middle guy. Turn, and they were going to try and hand off to maybe Ewing, but there's a flag on the play to stop it dead.
That's the one downside when you try something a little different is sometimes you get a procedural penalty.
Substitution infraction.
Oh, it's on the defense. Substitution infraction.
Ooh, that's a hard one after a timeout.
So I think that'll move it up a yard because it's on the 2. Is that correct?
And the result is a first down.
We've now hit the point where I don't want to do any more stats.
First, we've got 1:03 left to go in the game. Same formation here for the Bearcats. Wren under center. Handoff, no, it's a play action, and all alone on the backside, caught for the touchdown. Everybody bit on the fake, but Brock Pyle was all alone on the opposite side as they loaded big to the right, play action left, and Douglas will score again with 1:01 to go in the game.
What a night for Trey Wren, at least numbers-wise. 4 touchdown passes. I've got him 2 yards short of 100 yards rushing. He may very well have that on the official stats, so he's had quite a night.
Douglas will go 4-2, and this time Seeds is the tailback in a double fullback set. Pitch to Seeds, the big man's rumbling, goes for the goal line, and he dives for it. Does he get in? No. Seeds cannot get inside the pylon. The Braves defense stands him up.
Brandon Cook comes out of that pile and says, no, sir.
So the 2-point conversion is left short. And some fun here at the end of this game in the 3A semis. 1:01 to go, 48-27 Braves on the SBI Sports Network.
You know, I've been thinking, commentating is not that tough.
Really?
Yeah, I think we can do it.
You think so?
Wow. That is a smooth finish.
I am speechless. As she moves in, stalking the dum-dums. Critical play for the organization. Look at that skill.
Focus. Focus.
Finger dexterity.
Focus.
On its finest display here.
Focus! They're to the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, 10. They're going to go all the way!
B&H Auto is your local source for all your auto maintenance needs. Oil changes, brakes, shocks, tires, and even mechanical repairs such as transmissions and other engine problems. Located on the north end of Afton, that's B&H Auto, service you can ride on.
It's time for some Napa know-how. Fourth quarter coverage on the SVI Sports Network is provided by Napa Auto Parts in Afton and Thane.
Nearing the end of this one, late fourth quarter. And Douglas does get another score. They go for two, don't convert. They trail by 21, 48-27 with 1:01 to go. And another onside kick attempt here coming for the Bearcats. Try and get their offense back out onto the field. Hughes kicks it, and it will just be kind of a little muff. It doesn't get the 10 yards.
Nope.
And it was about 9 yards short, in fact, and it was going to be Star Valley football now at the 41-yard line where it was downed by Douglas.
It's kind of what happens when you go golfing and you haven't for a long time. You just kind of top it.
In my case, it doesn't matter how many times I've gone. That's what happens.
Star Valley crowd making some noise across the way. That could just be to be warm. I don't know. But no, it's been an impressive game to come over here and put up 48 points on this team and advance to the championship and pick up win number 9 on the season. 9-2 they'll be now heading into the championship game.
First unit offense back out onto the field in the victory formation, and a kneel down for Taft McClure. And they'll need probably just one more of those to end this game and put it in the book. So Star Valley will advance in the 3A bracket.
As you mentioned, Duke, this will be year number 9 of either Star Valley or Cody, guaranteed. But it'll be the first time that they play each other in that span.
Star Valley opened up their season 0 week at Boise State University on the Smurf turf. And they win that game, and now they close the season at the University of Wyoming's War Memorial Stadium. So 2 D1 schools to first and end. They're going to try and win the one next week as well against the Cody Bronx. Your final score, 48-27 as the Braves celebrate here in Douglas. Silver Star Communications postgame show coming your way next on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage on the SVI Sports Network made possible with the help of Fire and Air, fireplaces, HVAC, and plumbing. Stop by under the arch in Afton. Skyview Lanes and Cineplex, the Family Fun Center. The Right Company, HDC Siding and Gutters, no job too small. Outlaw Tees, custom screen printing, embroidery, laser engraving, vehicle decals, and more. And by The Spur, Southwest Wyoming's country music station.
Post-game coverage is provided by Silver Star Communications. Leave slow internet in the dirt. Learn more at silverstar.com.
Make it official. Star Valley's going to Laramie to take on the Cody Bronx. Final score is 48-27 is your final. Star Valley over Douglas. And Dal, you go back to the very beginning of this game, it was up in the air. Douglas had a 14-7 lead. They had a couple big plays, had Star Valley on their heels, and then this Braves defense really dug in, gave their offense quite a few short fields. The rest is history.
Yeah, I really thought the Braves were a little tentative on defense until that moment. They really started to bring the lumber after that and play with a lot of confidence. And yeah, that they were really the difference in this ball game as far as setting up the offense to succeed and just shutting the Bearcats down when it was first team on first team.
So Star Valley will celebrate. Douglas Bearcats, a terrific season for them. They are the 1 seed out of the East, but fall short here in the semifinal game. A lot of great players and great seniors for Douglas as they'll huddle up on their end of the field one last time as a team as well and conclude their season with Coach Rhodes and the great season for Douglas. Now let's dig into this game with your Battleson Brothers Flooring post-game battle stats.
The numbers are going to end up being kind of close. Douglas piled up quite a few yards there in the fourth quarter to kind of put things on the stat sheet a bit closer. But Trey Wren, statistically, terrific game tonight. 12 of 21, 199 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. I had him at 98 yards rushing. Again, he very well could have had 200 and 100 there. But a nice game for him tonight. Running the football, 27 carries, 140 yards. Wren did most of the damage there, and doing most damage through the air was Jackson Hughes, 5 catches, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He ended up with 178 all-purpose yards in this ballgame. Flipping over for the Braves, Taft McClure, 14 of 22, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The running game really got going tonight for the Braves. They were effective when they needed to be. 35 carries, 179 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, and 1 defensive touchdown. Brandon Beck with a couple of forced fumbles. Brandon Cook with a fumble recovery touchdown. Wesley Turner with a fumble recovery. Dimitri Dogorakis had a forced fumble. We know there's another fumble recovery in there. We don't know who got it. It was just a big pile. So the defense forcing 3 traditional turnovers on the ground and really getting it done tonight. 5 rushing touchdowns. Total of 361 yards, and the Braves will get a shot at the Cody Bronx again, and we'll see if they can cut into that deficit from last time. It should be a good one.
That's a look at your post-game stats presented by Battleson Brothers Flooring. Carpet One, quality, price, service, located in Afton and in Thane. That's Battleson Brothers. You know, when we talked to Coach Young ahead of the Cody game earlier this year in Afton, he made the comment, yeah, they'd love to win that game, and they'd love to get the number 1 seed. And that was a big game for them, and they really wanted it. But even back then, he said, we want the second one. And now they're going to get the chance to get that second one next week. And whoever wins the one next week is going to be remembered, not whoever won the first one earlier on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really is that depending on, and you don't know what's going to happen with, the lineups and this and that and the other. But, I think about some of the teams that Star Valley's had that, that came up short because of personnel and whatnot. But, the only people that remember that are nerds like me. Other than that, it's just trophies and banners. That's what people remember. So it should be a good one. I think the Braves are coming in very confident, and the Bronx, of course, are super confident as well. They haven't lost in 2+ years, so it should be a doozy next Friday at War Memorial Stadium.
What is it, a 26, 27 something win streak at this point for Cody?
Yeah, I stopped keeping track, but yeah, it's something along those lines.
We're going to send it down to the field here with with Gabe Daniel in just a few moments. He'll have Coach Young, and it looks like about half the offense down there with him as well in this big win for the Braves. So we'll have Gabe Daniel on the sideline here in just a moment with the Miles CPA sideline report. We'll also have your player of the game after this one as well, presented by Star Valley Skidoo. So that's up and coming this morning. Let's send it down to the field right now. Gabe and pretty much the entire Braves down there right now for the Miles CPA sideline report. Gabe.
I'll go ahead and ask you all the same question. I'll just go down the line, get all of your reaction. How does it feel to be going to state?
I don't know. I don't have no words, bro. This is my first time going to state. First time getting wins. Everything's going on right now.
It's awesome. I love competing with my brothers. I just love it. It's awesome. I'm just blessed to be here.
Got one last one. Let's win it.
Let's go.
I'm literally so happy, bro.
I feel so incredible. Just so excited.
This is just crazy. This is my job. I'm just doing it for them. This makes me so happy, man. I'm just glad to play one more with my boys. I've spent another week with them.
It's been super fun to watch you guys all year, and I'm next week, especially at State and Laramie. Knock off the Bronx. Rocky start for you guys, but you guys exchanged punches, champ, and that's what this team is all about: is handling, dealing with the worst. How are you going to momentum and keep your focus for next week?
No, you're absolutely right, Gabe. The harder hits and keep getting up. And that's how it started in Boise. Punched us and wouldn't go. Tonight, credit to Douglas. They punched us, we got up, punched back. They punched us, we got up, punched back. But that's the story of these guys. And when you look at they're going to bring in, I mean, that's punched us, we punched back. They punched us, we punched. So
we're going to send it back down to Gabe here. That's a cold microphone, so we're going to see if we can send it down to Gabe, but I think that's just going to do it for Coach Young. So, yeah, that'll do it. That's the Silver Star Communications post-game show here, and, again, your final 48-27. That's a cold microphone, and it didn't want to work quite right there.
I got to say, what a fun reaction from Wyatt Krog. Yeah. He's a newcomer to the school, to the program, the community. And, let's be honest, Duke, if you got to move your senior year, that's tough. He comes in, but I think he's had a great experience. Obviously, he's had a terrific year. I think where he came from, they didn't have a lot of football success from what I gathered. And so he is just riding high. He's having a blast or winning games and a chance to go win the state championship and go play at another D1 stadium. He's enjoying quite a whirlwind.
Yeah, you should be, too. Let's continue on with the Star Valley Skidoo player of the game.
That being said, I'm going to go defense tonight, Duke. The defense was so good. I'm going to go Brandon Beck tonight, number 52. Brandon had, I think, three sacks, couple tackles for loss. He set up the recovered touchdown in the end zone by Brandon Cook. Brandon Beck, he was just all over the field tonight. Defensively, he came in on offense and plowed the road for the 5 rushing touchdowns, helping out the offensive line. So, number 52, Brandon Beck, is my Star Valley Skidoo player of the game tonight.
Congratulations to Brandon. Well-deserved for a great game and a great season. Your player of the game presented by Star Valley Skidoo. So the Braves and the Bronx, Star Valley and Cody, it's what was expected when the season kicked off, and it's what's going to happen next week in Laramie at War Memorial Stadium. That will be a Friday game, Dow, and will kick off at 3 o'clock next week. Now, just a reminder, that game only on the NFHS network, but SVI will be there to produce the broadcast, but you will have to watch it on NFHS. Of course, as always, we'll have the live radio feed as well on Swift 98.
And you'll have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's on the NFHS, so all those things go into play.
But it's not going to suck.
The radio feed, the radio will be free, because radio's always free.
That's true.
But that's happening next week. So Star Valley, Cody, 3 o'clock, a date in Laramie. It's all part of the SBI Sports Network as the Braves knock off Douglas 48-27. Thanks for joining us.